Right. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Thursday's live stream of Thursday's weekly live stream that I do called Z Talks. Yeah, today is the final Z Talks for a little while, and you may be thinking, well, Mike, why is that? Or like, why is this the final Z Talks for a while? Well, essentially, just to kind of give you guys a quick update, is I've got a couple of things going on in my personal life, a couple of things going on with the channel, and like changes going on with the channel and stuff. And it's going to just basically affect like the Thursday streams. And I've also got live streams in the pipe work of doing like different ideas and stuff. So that's what I've got going on. Got like a lot of stuff going on. So firstly, I just want to take the time to thank everyone who's been a part of Z Talks, apart from my guests who you guys are going to see very, very shortly. So I've got it down here, every single guest that's appeared on Z Talks, apart from my guests who's going to be on tonight. So I want to say thank you to Blacktastic Media, JJ Lomas Entertainment, Tyler Babb, AJ's Movie Place, Video Tasties, Unbiased Movie Nerd, D Movie Man, A-Town Reviews, Anthony A. Perez, Classic Reviews, Cinema Axeman, To The Lens, Lovely Movie Reviews, Paul Tams, Sophie's Retro Revival, and Popcorn Chat. So thank you to all them guests who you guys have seen on Z Talks for the past like 28 weeks or so now. It's been a wild ride, guys. Honestly, I've had a blast doing this weekly live stream. I love doing it in general, and it's going to be missed doing the weekly streams. But not to worry, I am going to be doing streams where I'm going to be doing like DC discussions, Marvel discussions, A24 discussions, Back to the Future special streams coming once a month. And so many other ideas coming very, very shortly. So firstly, I want to just introduce into the stream. Firstly, we've got Jacob Martin. So, hey, Jacob.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be a part of your final live stream at the moment for Z Talks, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, absolute pleasure to have you, Jacob. And obviously, we've been friends for quite a few years now. You were one of the first people I collabed with on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's been a wild ride. I'm looking forward to it. And Jacob, this is your 4th appearance on Z Talks, my friend. So happy to have you.
Yep.
Yeah, pleasure to have you. So next up into the chat, we've got one of the people who's the reigning champs of Z Talks, and that is Elliot from IMO. So hey, Elliot.
Hi, bud. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Thank you for having me on your final episode.
Man, I couldn't not have you on the final episode. You the first. So if for anyone who doesn't know, we'll get into this about 9 o'clock time. Rashad was the first ever guest about a year and a half ago, and I stopped it kind of then, and then kind of brought it back as like a weekly segment. And Elliot was the first guest back. And Elliot, this is your 6th appearance, my friend.
Reigning champ. They don't call me that for nothing.
one of the reigning champs. I think you matched with Rashad, I think.
Oh, we're going to have it out, me and Rashad.
Right. But Jacob's not far behind you.
Yeah.
So,
I'm looking over my shoulder.
I'd love to see a face-off between you two.
Right. We may see that one day. Then coming up next, we have got... Here he is. It's Joeson. Hey, Joeson.
Hey, Mike. I was in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd stop by if that's okay.
Of course, man. Absolutely welcome every time. Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing good. Just waiting for this.
Yeah, man. Pleasure to have you. And Joeson, I believe, if I got this right, this is your 5th time on Z Talks.
I believe so.
Yeah. So you're not too far behind Elliot. Just one up of Jacob for now, but may change in the future. So yeah, Joeson, you doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing real good. I like
Awesome.
how your shirt matches your chair there.
Right. Camouflage action going on tonight.
Pretty good coordination.
Thank you. Well, we've got Joeson, we've got Jacob, we've got Elliot, and we've got 2 more people to introduce. So first one is got Adam from What the Gym. So hey, Adam.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, Adam.
Hey,
Great
how are you?
here. I'm doing well. How are all you guys?
Doing good.
All
Doing
good over
good.
here, bud.
And yeah, Adam, I was looking before the stream, and this is your 4th appearance on Z Talks, I figured out.
I'm slowly rising the ranks.
Right.
Yeah.
You're tied with me, at least.
You and Jacob.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and the thing with Adam as well is I've met Adam in person as well a couple of times now. So pretty cool to get him on here for the final episode. And then we've got one more guest joining us here, and that is my brother Joe from the Joeson one. Hey, Joe.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Joe.
Hey, bud.
Good.
We doing good? I'm good, thanks, Mike. Glad to make it on time. I was in a bit of a hurry in the end. I've only been home for about half an hour. Then my wife wanted a Chinese takeaway, so I'm here.
Did you eat in 30 minutes?
Well, yeah, it was a food challenge in itself, Jason. I made hard work of it.
Well, for anyone who doesn't know, yeah, my brother Joe does like a lot of food challenge and food videos and stuff. So, yeah. So Joe, yeah, it's your third time on Z Talks as well. So yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Michael. I'm excited for this one. I've been looking forward to it all week.
Yeah, me too. I was not going to lie, before kind of coming on the air with you guys tonight, I was actually pretty nervous.
Yeah, me too.
and I don't usually get like that. But yeah, anyway, so anyone who's watching right now is these are all my guests for 8 o'clock starting tonight. We're going to have more guests on throughout the night. So yeah, fellas, right at the end, like when you guys are going to be signing off and stuff, you guys get a chance to plug your channels, and anyone interested in going to seeing Jacob's channel or Elliot's, Joe's, Adam's, or Jason's, our link is down below in the description box. So yeah, go give him a sub. I've even said to Elliot tonight, he's on 349 subs. I'm not leaving this live stream tonight till someone subscribes to his channel.
Please.
So I don't want to be here till like midnight, guys. But yeah, please go subscribe to Elliot. He's one away.
One will be fine.
Right. But yeah, I noticed like you guys have had like a lot of channel growth throughout the couple like this year, to be honest. Like Elliot's like channels bloomed. Jacob hit over 500 subs and got the community tab, which is awesome. Adam, you hit over 250, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And Jason, what are you on right now?
I'm at 148. I was on 150, but I lost some subscribers. So.
Oh no.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, let's get Jason at 150. Yeah, but yeah, Jason, like you've grown over 100 subs as well this year, which is awesome. And Joe, you're past 500.
Adam, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I met Adam, then I met you, and then it grew. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because then I know you met like Elliot, and then you've like collabed with Jacob on like some live streams and live watch-alongs and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And Joe, yeah, you're over 500 now, right?
Yeah, I think 630 at the moment.
Ooh. Nice. So yeah, all you guys.
Yeah, it's going well.
Right. Well, yeah. So we've got quite a few comments to get through already. So yeah, we'll start with some comments, and yeah, we'll just take how it goes. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's watching live right now or decides to join us after the fact. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. So we've got Norin, who you guys are going to see later. He says it's going to be a massive party. Everyone, bring your best questions and party hat vibes. Right. I don't have a party hat, unfortunately.
No, I don't either.
Nah, I've got a Christmas jumper now, though, so I'll be wearing that in my next Christmas special video. So I haven't got that. And then we've got Ryan, who will also be joining us later. So, hey, Ryan. He says, first question, who enjoyed that Cocaine Bear trailer that dropped last night? And how excited for you for your mic? So before I answer this, are you any of you guys seen this trailer?
Yeah.
No.
I saw it last night.
Yeah.
Heard of it.
Joe, have you heard of it?
No, I've not seen a trailer, but I'd seen like some posts about it on Facebook. It looked a bit stupid.
Yeah, based on a true story on the about cocaine. That a bear takes a massive bag of cocaine and goes on a rampage, I've heard.
Oh god.
Sounds right up my alley. I'm not gonna lie. I think Nate from Unbiased Movie Nerd says like, Mike, why does this look like an asylum movie? And I was like, well, probably is. But it's actually made by Universal, which I'm quite surprised by. So yeah, are any of you guys excited for Cocaine Bear? I am.
It looks absolutely nuts. It looks like one of those you have to see it to believe it type movies.
Right.
I'm actually speechless.
Yeah,
I reckon you need to take some substances to enjoy it yourself, probably.
I won't be.
Probably, yeah. I mean, when I looked it up as well, I think it's got like a pretty good cast as well.
I think Ray Liotta's in it. I think.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's a final appearance before he passed. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's kind of one of the selling points of the film, and I can see why when you look at the trailer.
I think it's going to be one of those movies that's going to do well. I really do. Yeah, because people's going to be like us being like, what the hell's this?
Is it a comedy or is it a horror movie? I can't figure it out.
I think it had a lot of comedy vibes in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they could make like a really serious movie of a bear on cocaine.
The bears are scary animals. I mean, when you watch The Revenant or you watch Grizzly Man, I don't know, they're kind of scary to me.
I think it's going to be quite gory still. Maybe not the best effects, but it's going to be gory.
Right. Yeah, I completely agree. I don't know who's directing it, but yeah, we've got Josh saying cocaine. What was that, Jacob?
Yeah, Elizabeth Banks is directing it.
Oh,
really?
The actress?
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Track record yet?
Wow, that's going to be interesting. Got Josh saying Cocaine Bell looks wild. I guess he's trying to say that.
Yeah.
And then Norin saying best freaking trailer all year. Cocaine
Norin's already there.
That'll be
opening day for Norin. Opening day.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'll be there opening day. I've got the viewer Drew saying, "Hey, what's up?" So, hey, Drew, what's going on?
Hey, Drew.
Got Josh saying, "Sad to see Z Talks ending." Yeah, me too, my friend. It's only for now. Like in the future, it may happen again, but I've got a couple of things going on. So, yeah, me too. But thanks for tuning in. I've got Pete saying, "Evening, Mike and everyone." So, hey, Pete, you well?
Hey, Pete.
Pete will be tuning in later. Josh says, "Hey, Jacob."
Hey, what's up?
So a lot of love for Jacob tonight. We've got Pete saying it's going to be an incredible stream.
Hyping it up.
We've already got some awesome guests starting up. We've got Jamie saying, "Hey, Mike, Jacob, and Elliot. I just woke up. Can't wait to join you. Let's go!" Yeah, I'm excited. We've got Josh saying, "My time in Z Talks is so much fun. Had great conversations. Great to see everyone here." Yeah, absolutely. I remember the conversation with Josh. We pretty much just talked about asylum movies for like most of the stream. And you guys all know by now I love my asylum movies, so it's all good. So this is a question from Drew. He says, "Question for everyone: what do you think is the worst movie of 2007? 2007, I think Rob Zombie's Halloween is the absolute worst. I don't remember any movies from 2007.
Yeah, that's a particular year.
That's an issue.
I have a list on Letterboxd where I do all year rankings and stuff. I do have one for 2007. If you give me a few minutes, I can look that up real quick.
All right. Yeah, well, just to read up on here, so I've just Googled, just to read out a couple of movies for you guys. We've got Enchanted, we've got Ratatouille, Spider-Man 3, 300, Superbad, Shrek the Third, Hot Fuzz, B-Movie, got that one. Transformers, got the original Transformers.
Pretty good year so far.
Yeah.
Simpsons movie that came out that year.
Yeah.
I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Rush Hour 3. High School Musical 2. So that was a good year. I guess going off one I haven't seen that sounds awful as Bratz the movie. Can't imagine that was great.
Yeah. That's a safe bet, I think.
Memories.
Yeah, well,
I just looked up my 2007 ranking on Letterboxd. It looks like at the bottom of 40 movies that I've seen that year, I have Beowulf at the bottom.
That was terrible.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie.
Robert, yeah. Which I hate saying that because I love Robert Zemeckis, but that's the one where I felt like his motion capture style of animation did not work. It's one of the ugliest looking animated movies I've seen.
Yeah.
And it was just such an unpleasant watch.
It's at least someone here has got an answer though, because the rest of us don't remember 2007.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Maybe in my cinema tickets collection, but yeah. So yeah, I think we're all going to go Matt and Jacob's going Beowulf, which is fair.
I also on the bottom, like just under it, I also have like Alvin and the Chipmunks is near the bottom, and a comedy called Are We Done Yet with Ice Cube. That's like the sequel.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Wow.
And I also didn't like Bridge to Terabithia because that was the first time I was ever misled by a trailer. Because if you go back and watch the trailer for that movie, they advertised that like it was going to be like the next Chronicles of Narnia, these kids in a fantasy world. But the fantasy stuff was more so a metaphor, and it was like a coming-of-age drama. And it had like, and one of the kids in the movie dies like midway into the movie, without diving too deep into spoilers. And I was watching this movie, I'm like, this is not the movie I paid to see, or at least my mom paid to see. I was just a kid at the time. And then when you think, watching it years later, I'd get into it more. But I actually don't like the movie now as an adult, but I did as a kid because of how emotionally manipulative the drama was, and especially how they did the whole child death thing. I was like, it's so on the nose.
Yeah, and still not a fan of... Your mom's not a fan either.
Was that the year of The Departed and There Will Be Blood?
Yeah, There Will Be Blood came out in 2007.
Yeah, those were like the big movies.
No Country for Old Men was 2007.
Oh, No Country for Old Men. The one,
Zodiac, Ratatouille.
Yeah, a lot of movies.
Ultimatum, Sweeney Todd. So there are some good movies that came out in 2007. I just wanted to show some of the stinkers.
It's interesting to see that you can go back to your letterbox though and see that, that's cool.
Yeah.
So we've got Tim also saying, hey all, happy Thursday and final episode of Z Talks Up. Hey Tim, hope you're well. Said so sad to see this end, but glad to be a part of it. Yeah, absolutely Tim, appreciate your support weekly and commenting. So thank you for joining. I've got Briar's CD showcase saying, hey everyone. So hey Briar.
Hiya.
And then Norin's asking, question for those who watched Wednesday TV series on Netflix, thoughts on it? So very quickly, I am actually on to the last episode. So I'm really enjoying the series so far. I think it's great. Have you guys seen it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Nope.
You did, Joe?
I've watched 4 episodes. I think it's awesome so far. I wasn't going to watch it because I thought... I remember seeing the original Addams Family a long time ago. I can't remember any of it, but I remember I didn't really like it too much. And when I'd seen the trailer for Wednesday, I just didn't fancy it, but I was bored. I put it on because everyone was saying how good it was. And 4 episodes in, I'm very impressed with it so far.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it to you guys as well who haven't seen it so far. Yeah, really good. Keeps you kind of entertained. Definitely got Tim Burton vibes, screaming over it.
I'm a big Tim Burton fan, and that's what's getting me excited to sit down and watch the show, especially since it's doing so well.
Yeah, and then Danny Elfman does the music as well, Jacob. So
nice.
And Jenna Ortega is fantastic Wednesday Addams. I love a comedy and horror that she kind of brings.
Yeah.
So,
I could say, what kind of show is it?
I would say it's kind of dark comedy horror,
really?
Light horror.
Okay.
I would say it's rated 12, maybe PG-13, where you guys are in the States.
I think it's a 12 rating. Yeah, it's not too graphic, Jason, so you don't have to worry about anything too bloody. I think it's more of a mystery, more than anything, because you're just guessing up until the very end.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Yeah, it's awesome. We'll highly recommend that. Really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need a good show to watch because Andor put me to sleep. I gave up after 4 episodes.
Willow is on Disney now.
Yeah, it's finished now, the series. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen that. I feel like I need to rewatch the movie before I get into that series.
That's on
I
Disney.
saw the movie once, but it's been several years. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I know it's been getting mixed. I know Anthony Perez loves it, so shout out to Anthony if he's watching. So yeah, it's an interesting one. We've got Tim saying, so my question is that considering live action adaptations are the worst, is there a live action movie you think would work better as an animated film?
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a tough one.
I gotta think about that one.
Yeah.
Live action.
A lot of the ones that are coming to my mind, I'm quickly realizing, oh, actually, they did an animated version of it.
I think I got one, and this is saying something because I love the live action film that came out in 2008. But I think it'd be cool to do it in animation, and that's Speed Racer, because Speed Racer was originally based off an anime.
Yeah.
And I think if you brought anime influences into a new animated film, I think it would look really cool.
No, awesome. Yeah, I've never seen that movie, so I've heard things about it though.
Yeah, it's from the same people who did The Matrix.
Yeah, I remember your Wachowski director project, and I remember
the
seeing a review for that.
Yeah.
I mostly know. Oh, sorry. I was going to say I mostly know Speed Racer as the meme nowadays.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one actually. I don't think.
I think he's in one of the memes. Is he the guy with the white helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is him. Yeah, there's a meme of him nowadays.
Well, have any of you guys got an idea for this one of what a live action movie would you like to think would work better as like an animated movie?
John Wick.
John Wick?
I was joking.
Only if Keanu Reeves voices him in the animated form.
Yeah.
I'm looking through my bookcase quickly for any ideas, but I don't know. Nothing's really coming to me. The best thing I can see is I'm looking at the Blade franchise. Now that might be quite fun as an animated series. You could get away with quite a lot with that. Everything else I've seen, I'm like, no, they already did an animated Spider-Man.
Yeah, that would be interesting. The Blade animated series, especially if they did like a hard rated R or 18 over here in the UK, just went all out graphic with like the movies kind of such. That'd be cool.
Yeah, they could sort of go in the vein of do you remember Samurai Jack back in the day?
Yeah,
they could do something like that. I think with it,
that would be unique. Yeah, I would like to see that. So we've got Speed Racer, and we've got Elliot's suggestion as well of Blade. What about you guys? You guys got any?
I got Guardians of the Galaxy is the first thing I thought about because they've shown it kind of in animation form in the holiday special.
Yeah, the holiday special was awesome.
Yeah,
I've not seen it yet.
No, I've seen it.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, definitely recommend it. I haven't actually got one, to be honest. I would say Back to the Future, but they already did a kids animation back in the day, so I can't really go with that.
Yeah.
And Batman's already animated as well, so that would be my answer.
I can't think. No. I think it'd be pretty cool if we made like a Halloween or Friday the 13th. That'd be pretty interesting, but I can't think of anything.
I like the idea of that actually.
Just a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, it freshens it up strangely.
Yeah,
but there's definitely a market for it because there's a massive horror community, and coming out in like a couple of weeks' time is the main one with David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown. He's going to be pretty much a killer Grinch.
Oh, really? Oh, actually, yeah, I saw a poster of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's definitely a market for it. So we'll come back to it. Me and Adam and stuff got to answer. But good question, though. Thanks for that. Josh saying, I'll sub to Elliot on the second channel, getting that milestone. So awesome, Josh.
Josh, you're my hero. Thank you, buddy.
and sub to Jason on your second channel as well, if you can. Get him up to 150. We've got Ruddy, to be honest, saying, yo, so, hey, man, hope you're doing well. Brian saying, Cocaine Bear will be the ultimate animal attack film. Yeah, absolutely. Norin saying a satire horror, definitely comedy driven. Yeah, can tell that straight away. We've got Gareth saying greetings and salutations. So, hey Gareth, hope you're well.
Hi Gareth.
Josh is saying, I'm rearranging my film collection and it's hard to fit them all on the shelf.
I've been there.
Right. Especially when you get that many physical media pickups. Like Jacob, your physical media collection's nuts.
Yeah.
I know you've been doing episodes of that. I've got Trav saying, "What do you mean it's the final episode?" He's crying. But what's up, guys? Hey, Trav. Hope you're well.
Break it.
And Tim says, "What would you guys say is your favorite ending to any film?" I don't know why, but the endings to Her, Eternal Sunshine, The Matrix, Clockwork Orange, and Millennial Actors are my favorites.
Clockwork Orange, huh?
Great question.
I know, right?
that ending
Interesting
is
choice.
bonkers.
Right. I would say for me, anime movie called Your Name. I know I talk about this a lot on the channel, but Your Name has a really nice fitting ending. Which I don't want to say because you guys haven't seen it. I don't want to spoil it for you.
I've seen it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I know Jacob's seen it. So I'm going to go Your Name. Joe, what about you?
There's so many movies, but one I really like Shutter Island's ending. Just because of the mystery of it, because you don't know if he actually has lost his mind or what's going on. I really enjoy it, but yeah, there's so many movies that have fantastic fitting endings. Like, I'd probably say 90% of movies have really good endings. You've only got that small percentage of endings where you think that was stupid and made no sense, kind of thing. But yeah, there's not one that stands out. But if I did have to pick one, I'd probably say Shutter Island, because I just love that movie, to be honest.
Yeah, good pick. Awesome movie.
Yeah, so good.
Adam, what about you?
I'll go with the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Oh, great pick.
Great choice.
Every time, I love it. I love that ending.
Fantastic movie.
One of my
Jason,
favorites.
yeah, me too, bud. Me too. Jason, how about you?
I have to go with It's a Wonderful Life. That ending I just ball my head off, and I'm just so happy for the character. And there you go, Clarence.
Well, I'm actually excited to see because I haven't seen it, and I'm actually going to be watching it for Christmas for the first time ever this year.
I haven't seen it either.
Right, but yeah, it's a good choice, man. I know a lot of people love that movie. Elliot, how about you?
Oh, like everybody else, there's so many different ones that are coming into my mind. Like, what about that one? I'm like, yeah, that is a good one, actually. But the one to me that really sticks with me would be the ending of Goodfellas. I love that movie, and every time it's on, I can't help but think of the soundtrack with Derek and the Dominoes, Layla playing. I think it's an excellent ending. It's really... It brings the film full circle. You somehow, after all this wild, crazy stuff, you have actually come back to where you started, strangely. So yeah, that was the one that stuck with me the most while I was thinking about it.
Get you. I say I'm not a fan of that movie, but I can get the ending though. You know, understand that. But yeah, it's a good choice. Jacob, how about you?
Well, I was actually going to say It's a Wonderful Life, but Jason already beat me to it. That is a great ending, by the way. Thank you for bringing that up. But if I had to say another ending I'm a big fan of, I mean, you can't go wrong with the original Star Wars where Luke blows up the Death Star. That's pretty epic.
Yeah.
I love the finale of Avengers Endgame is one of my favorite endings.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think another one that kind of rips me up emotionally is the finale to E.T., where the kids are riding the bikes and they're being chased, and then the bikes fly, and then E.T. and Elliot say their final goodbye, mixed with that beautiful John Williams score. It is 1 part's inspiring and 3 parts gut-wrenching at the same time.
Yeah, you mentioned some good picks there as well. Like, all you guys got good answers. But one I want to actually quickly bring up as well, I know Elliot covered this on his channel not too long ago. One of my favorite endings I've seen recently in a movie is Whiplash. Love that movie.
Yes.
Great ending.
I could have mentioned it, but I always mention it, so I thought, no, leave that one.
Well, I did you the favor, Elliot.
The ending to Whiplash had me on edge. I was just like,
oh,
whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then by the end, I was like,
I've still not seen it. I've still not seen it.
Adam, especially if you're loving music, I'm surprised you've not seen that movie.
It's on my list, though. I'll try and get there soon.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know how highly I speak of it.
Right. Awesome movie. Drew saying some people also might consider Ghost Rider 2007 one of the worst movies ever. Yeah, but I didn't hate Ghost Rider. That's cheesy fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
you
alright.
don't
It's
hate a
alright.
movie too much if it has Nick Cage in it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Brian is saying, I remember Bridge to Terabithia. I saw it in theaters. I only remember the girl dying. The rest I forgot.
Yeah.
Goes to show what great movie that was.
Yeah.
Got Tim saying, speaking of Ghost Rider, I think Ghost Rider 2 Spirit of Vengeance deserves the Snyder Cut treatment.
4-hour edition.
Oh,
Right. Well,
Oh
nowadays,
man, Cage is
Wow,
crazier in the second film too. Like he pees fire at one point.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
well, you've just been remembered. Because Tim Adam he says, Neville Dean and Taylor, the directors of Crank and Crank 2, didn't get the movie they want to make, and I'd give my left nut to see the director's cut.
Well, if it worked for Zack Snyder, it can work for these directors.
Right. Well, I remember on the last stream, Tim mentioned a comment. I can't remember what it was, but he said about giving his nut. So I think the guy wants to have no nuts in this. I mean, that's fair
No
enough.
Nut Productions.
Is it
No
always
nut
a
productions. We got Roddy saying here, the new Transformers movie looks kind of bad.
There's a new
Mm.
I think they released a teaser today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I saw the trailer just before the stream. It's
Oh.
Transformers: Rise of the Beast, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And considering I'm not a big fan of the other movies because Michael Bay's not really a director I like that much, this one actually intrigues me. I actually really like the visuals in the trailer, and there were some cool shots, and I like the lead actor Anthony Ramos. Especially I liked him in Hamilton and In the Heights. So I think it looks kind of good.
And is it Michael Bay again?
No, it's a different director.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good.
No Bay's done.
See, because I quite like the Bumblebee movie that came out a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, the Bumblebee movie
Yeah.
is really good. That's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, definitely one of the better ones out of that one. Because I quite like the first Shia LaBeouf one. And the second one is all right.
Yeah.
And then after that, it goes off the rails, really.
Yeah, Transformers 5 is like one of the worst big budget blockbusters I've seen in the last few years.
Last night.
It was so bad.
Yeah, terrible movie. But yeah, I'm intrigued about the new one, Jacob. So I'm glad that you're intrigued. So it must be all look okay. Does it look better than Cocaine Bear? That's the question.
I don't know if it looks better than Cocaine Bear. That looks like a trip you gotta see for yourself.
Fair. We've got Bryce saying, nice Mike, your name is a great movie. I also really like A Silent Voice. Yeah, me too. Another anime movie for you guys to recommend if you've not seen it. Silent Voice is good. Got Tim saying, what's everyone's favorite Martin Scorsese movie? The number one Marvel fan. Who hates Marvel movies, by the way.
They're no better than
When I
theme
look at
park
this
rides.
filmography, do one of you guys want to go first? Who maybe has it favorite top of their head?
I'm a big fan of Scorsese. I think I named myself Scorsese's love child during my Halloween stint. So, yeah, I'm a big fan, but I don't know. There's so many of his that I love, and I love them for different reasons as well. Like, I really like Silence as a movie, but I also recognize
Mike doesn't like.
It's brutal. It's a really hard film to watch. So, yeah, it's a really tough one to say which one's my favorite out of all of them. I'd lean towards Mean Streets. That's my personal favorite, I think.
Okay, cool. That's a good one. I love how you said Scorsese's love child.
Yeah.
Mrs. IMO will be like, Elliot, who's your dad? I'll just Scorsese. It's cool.
It's all very hush hush.
So yeah, with Scorsese, for anyone who doesn't know what he's directed, because I had to look him up and see what he's directed. He's directed movies such as Shutter Island that we're talking about, Silence, The Irishman, Wolf of Wall Street, The Departed, Gangs of New York, Casino, Goodfellas, Cape Fear, Main Street, Taxi Driver. So he's done a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would personally say mine probably either Wolf of Wall Street or Shutter Island, personally.
Okay.
Wolf
Jacob,
of Wall
what about
Street's
you?
up there.
Yeah, Scorsese was one of the earliest director projects I did way early on in my channel. So I've seen all of his movies. I got to give you credit, Elliot. Silence is super underrated. That's such a good movie. I think it's in my top 5.
It's a hard watch, but
That's
it
hard.
is.
It is a hard watch, but it's worth it to get to the payoff of that story.
Yeah, I totally agree, bud.
I've
only watched it once though.
I've watched it once as well, Elliot. I remember watching it once as well, Elliot, and I walked out the cinema when I watched it. So.
Oh man.
I can sort of understand why though.
Yeah. But,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Jacob. Don't mean to interrupt.
No, I'm just saying. I think Silence is one of his better movies. You brought up Goodfellas. I think that's in my top 3. Taxi Driver, I think, is probably my favorite because I'm fascinated with the story of Travis Bickle, and I appreciate how Scorsese was willing to go into some darker territory while still telling an accessible story, which I gotta give him props for that. And De Niro, probably his best performance. And another one that's kind of out of left field, another one of my favorites is Hugo, the one family film he did.
Yeah.
I love that story. Visuals in that film are spectacular. And watching that film at the right age was what got me on the path to being the film fan I am now. So,
well, it's about being a fan of movies, really.
Pretty much, yeah, because that movie's about early cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool hearing your experiences, Jacob, as well. There are quite a few movies you mentioned there. Jason, have you got a favorite Scorsese movie?
Yeah, I'm not a Scorsese fan. He's a bit rough for me. I gravitate towards more heartwarming stories, and his stories usually are pretty dark. I would say Wolf of Wall Street is kind of a guilty pleasure. Like, I shouldn't like it because there's just a little too much nudity and sex in it and drugs. So I shouldn't like it, but I kind of like it. I feel kind of guilty with it.
Yeah.
But Leonardo DiCaprio is so good. I enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of Wolf of Wall Street. I feel like Scorsese went too far with the subject matter on that one to where I'm alienated. But I respect the filmmaking, and DiCaprio's great in it. But
so good.
I just struggle to get into that story compared to Taxi Driver, where for some reason I get into that one because it's more of I think it's more of like an anti-hero story where you see that what he's doing is wrong, but you're kind of intrigued to see what he does at the same time.
Yeah, you can't give a bad performance. Jason, what were you going to say?
I said Robert De Niro. I think that's his best performance, Taxi Driver.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Adam, have you got a favorite Martin Scorsese movie?
Shark Tale. That's the only one I've seen.
Fair enough. Didn't expect that answer, but that's cool. and Joe, would you say you
to be fair, he played the pufferfish in that movie.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Joe, would you say yours is Shutter Island?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Shutter Island. Although obviously I was none the wise of his filmography, but he's obviously directed some great movies there. But Shutter Island, I think, is the best one.
Yeah, good question, Tim. So thank you for that. And
he's only won one Oscar, and that was for The Departed. But I don't think that's anybody's favorite necessarily. But
I think
good movie, but
it's not one of my personal favorites.
It's quite bloated. I like it, but I remember it being really long. I was yawning at times through it.
That's how I felt about Silence.
Actually, The Irishman, I think, is his longest movie. It's
that's so long.
Yeah. I like that movie, but you can feel the runtime on that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got, let's have a look. We have got Bryce just in reply saying, "Man, Shark Tale, are you out of your mind?" Best quote.
Oh yeah, yeah. De Niro's in that too.
Yeah.
Right. We've got Bryce here. My favorite movie ending goes to Land Before Time. Very emotional for me.
Yeah, he likes it.
Definitely.
That is a good one.
Rudy says completely better. A cocaine bear looks funny in the band with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Norin saying they need to stop with the Transformers movies. The 80s animated film is the only one I acknowledge.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Just got out of hand too quick. I think that's all. And we've got Tim saying Tim Not Productions will be the only fans. That's fair. And we've got Pete saying favorite Clint Eastwood film.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to say I've only seen a couple, but I would say Gran Torino for myself.
Yeah. Gran Torino.
It was the first one that came to mind. Yeah.
Interesting.
That is a good one. Has one of his best lines. Get off my lawn.
So good.
Jacob was the stunt double. That was a good impression.
But yeah. Gran Torino, I think, is one of his better films. Another one that's one of my favorites is Unforgiven, which was the last Western he did in '92.
Yeah.
Such a great revenge tale. It's got him and Gene Hackman. There's just some amazing performances in that one.
Yeah. Oh, I've never seen that one, Jacob. So I can't say if Unforgiven's if I like it or not. I probably would though. I like a Western.
Yeah, it's a really
Gran
good
Torino is another one with a great ending to that question that was asked earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's true. Oh, sorry, Jason.
What was the line where he's like, "You know that guy you don't want to F with? Like, that's me," or something like that? Like,
Yeah.
it's a line.
Yeah, it's good, great movie. Adam, do you have a favorite Clint Eastwood movie?
I've not watched any of his films either.
I mean,
He directed
What?
Jersey Boys. I've seen a musical of that,
okay.
but I've not watched the film though.
Wow, it's crazy how he made Jersey Boys, but then he makes like Gran Torino and stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Scorsese with Shark Tale. That's mad.
Another one it's not one of my favorite movies, but another Clint Eastwood film I recommend is American Sniper, solely for Bradley Cooper's performance.
Yeah. That's great.
I think I've seen part of that movie. I can't quite remember. I'm not sure. But thank you for the question, Pete. I've got D Movie Man in the house. Hey D, hope you're well.
Hello.
He says, "Hey, my cinematic compadres, I'm glad I could slide in before Z Talks goes on hiatus." The question, he says, is: can films like Transformers, Godzilla, and King Kong be successful without human characters? Why or why not? I think yes, personally. I think people, like in these movies, people don't really care about the human characters at all. People just want to see Godzilla tear apart Kong or Kong tear apart Godzilla. And they have video games of these monsters where there's no humans. It's just you're purely the monster. So I would say yes, but yeah, the floor's open. What do you guys think?
You took the words right out of my mouth, mate. I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
It's
I agree somewhat, but I feel like the only purpose of the humans in them movies are pretty much just to tell the story. Everyone goes to see them movies with action elements, but if you didn't have any human interaction to explain like what's going on and how all these monsters meet, you'd be none the wiser. It'd just be like these monsters would meet up and would start fighting, and you'd think, how has that happened? So I think the human interaction breaks the movie down a bit. So I don't know. It's a bit of a tricky question.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there, Joe. I think I'm kind of mixed on that. I think you can... Obviously, you want to see a monster movie for the monster action, but depending on the way you tell the story, if you don't have any humans in it, and they're a vital piece of the story, you don't really have a story. And if you just have a movie, if it's just two monsters fight, it could get pretty boring after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't have 90 minutes of two monsters fighting, because you could have some fight scenes of the monsters, and then what you're going to do, watch Godzilla eat some fish in the sea for a little bit. It's like it's
Well, the
nothing
opening of
happening.
Godzilla versus Kong just opens with Kong scratching his butt. Like, that's interesting to watch.
Yeah.
It's I can't remember what it's called now. Was it Godzilla King of the Monsters? That's the one that's like the biggest criminal in my mind. I was so excited for that movie after seeing the trailer. The trailer looked insane. And then every time it was about to kick off and you're like, here we go, it would cut to the humans. And I'm like, oh, for God's sakes, I want to see what's going on out there. Why am I in here with you guys? So it's about finding a right balance, isn't it? They need to be there, but the focus needs to be on the big guys.
Yeah, agreed.
I feel like Godzilla versus Kong was one that had the balance. There was a little bit of human stuff, but its main focus was on the monster stuff, and people really like that. Whereas the 2014 Godzilla focused way too much on the human stuff, and that movie bored me to tears.
Oh yeah.
I've heard the 2014 one's pretty bad.
It's not good.
I think it all depends on the human characters, though, because I think it's like if you have, say, a small group and not like thousands of humans or whatever, and like give them enough development, like for example, in the Godzilla King of the Monsters, had like Millie Bobby Brown, which is a big name attached to that project, or like Kong Skull Island, I think had like Tom Hiddleston, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like, two good actors and actresses, you know, and then the
Larson.
Oh, we don't know about Brie Larson. We don't really care about her, but I'm only kidding.
That's a trigger word
have
for
good names there, you know. No, Brie Larson. I think, as I say, it's like she's a big star name. Tom Hiddleston, Millie Bobby Brown, but they're just wasted in those movies. Jason, what's your opinion on this?
You have to have some humans because you got to kill some humans, I think. No, but Kong Skull Island is the best of those movies, I think. They do because they're on an island with just a number of humans. It works really well, I think. It's like this almost Vietnam style filmmaking.
Yeah, I agree with you. That one's definitely the best of the three out for me. Adam, what do you think?
I'm a bit in between on this. But I think the humans make the films more grounded.
That's a good point.
Get you. Yeah, well, thank you for the question, D. In regards to Scorsese movies, Norin says it's good fellas every day and twice Sunday. Yep, that's fair.
I think that's probably one's Goodfellas, probably.
It's probably one. Probably. I would say, Jason. Yeah, I would agree with you.
I think it's the most quotable, definitely.
Yeah. We've got Tim saying, also for the record, when I was talking about Avatar 2, I mentioned I'd bust a fat nut, not give my left nut. There's a meeting.
So he's still got one nut spare. He's still good.
I don't know why I want to bust some nuts, you know?
I don't know why we're talking about Tim's nuts so much on a live stream, but here we are.
We've got Ryan. He's not talking about nuts. He's talking about Top Gun Maverick. He's saying we've been released in theaters. Did you see that? It's been released. They released Top Gun Maverick again in theaters, and the following week, Father Stew again.
Really?
Wow, interesting choices. Yeah. I can imagine with Top Gun just to get extra money. You know, it's done that well. Father Stew, I quite enjoyed that movie actually. Thought it was a better Mark Wahlberg performance he's done recently. Are any of you guys going to go see Top Gun again in cinemas?
I would be inclined to. It was one of the better experiences I had this year in the cinema. So, it wouldn't tempt me. I would at least consider it, that's for sure. But am I right in thinking it's out on Blu-ray now? I think it might be available to watch at home, so that might hinder it a little bit, actually.
Yeah, and it's coming on Paramount Plus on December 22nd as well.
Yeah, being cold out and everything, people might choose to just watch it at home with their feet on the couch.
Perfect movie for the family at Christmas as well. I would say.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that they're getting a re-release. But,
so soon,
But yeah, Jacob, were you going to say something?
No, I was about to say I'm open to seeing Top Gun again, but I missed out on Father Stew the first time, so I would give me a chance to see it if I decided to.
It's on Netflix, I think, or something.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard good things about it. I know Mark Wahlberg was in it, and Mel Gibson, and the story really intrigued me.
Yeah, I went in that movie not really expecting much, and was pleasantly surprised when it was finished. I would say kind of the first half of the movie is kind of like a typical Mark Wahlberg performance, but then the second half is like a completely different side of him, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, it'll be good to see Jacob if you get to see it. We've got the movie man says, what film has a message that resonates with you? As disturbing as Black Swan is, I really recognize and appreciate the message regarding the dangers of perfection and being too controlled and repressed. Oh, okay, that's a good question.
Yeah, it's another good one from D.
You always have
think about that.
5 questions, D. Makes you
An
think.
obvious one for me is Whiplash, but I gotta stop going to Whiplash.
I know.
Whiplash and Black Swan have similar messages.
They do. Yeah, it's not a million miles away from each other.
Well, Ellie, did I want to like kind of like to one straight away? I'd say Back to the Future. You know, like with like George McFly. I think everyone's been in a position where like bullied or at some point, you know, and kind of getting that confidence, kind of stand up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's an obvious answer, I guess.
Good answer.
But yeah, what about you guys?
Well, I'm pretty sure Jason will agree with me on this one, but I love the message of It's a Wonderful Life, where even if you think you have nothing, you do have something, and you do have to cherish the best of what you got. And I really appreciate the message of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to check this movie out over Christmas time, so I'm excited. But yeah, so Jason, would you agree with Jacob there about It's a Wonderful Life?
That was the first movie I thought of, was It's a Wonderful Life. The idea that your life matters and you make an impact in other people's lives you don't even realize. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Well, Adam, do you have one?
I'm going to go with Shark Tale again.
Okay.
I'll probably go with Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
That's a great shout.
Good one.
Yeah.
One of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie. Joe, have you got one?
I don't think I've got one. I don't know. I don't think so. Like, I like animal movies. Like, I love dogs. Absolutely adore dogs. I like them better than people. But I don't know. It's like I hate seeing movies when dogs die. But it always makes you appreciate your animals that little bit more as well, because you never know what could happen to them, and you only get a really short time in your long life with them. So you just got to cherish every moment of your pets.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially recently when I watched Marley and Me as well.
Yeah.
That one will do it for you, and I haven't seen it since 2008.
Yeah.
Don't.
Never watch that again.
Don't.
Old Yeller is another one.
Oh, Old Yeller kills me.
Wow. Well, thank you for the question, D. We've got Tony saying, "What's up, guys? Everyone today is my birthday, so happy birthday, Tony!
Birthday.
Thank you for tuning in." Brian says, "Gran Torino is probably my favorite Clint Eastwood movie as well." Yeah, absolutely. We've got Man Cinema Review says, "Mystic River, directed film, is one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies." Cool. I've never seen
seen that one.
Mystic River. I've heard it's good though.
They act really good.
Yeah, I've seen like the DVD cover so many times, Jason. So I know it's got high praise. Brian saying, "I like Jersey Boys. It's what got me into Frankie Valli."
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I know Brian's a big music guy, like Adam and Jason is as well. I know like Jacob loves his country music too.
Yeah.
We got Tim,
Mike.
right? Yeah, me too. We got Tim saying, "I think Clint Eastwood's The Mule is one of the funniest comedies of all time. A 90-year-old white drug mule does his best and his Hispanic colleagues sign me up."
Oh, okay.
That is kind of true.
I've seen it. I saw that one advertised, but I never got around to watching it. It looked really good.
I thought that was a bang average movie, The Mule. But I always thought it was going to be like some action-packed ending to it all, because it seemed like a really good build-up to the end, and then it just kind of stopped. I was disappointed with that movie, really disappointed with it.
Yeah,
I remember it being advertised, and I immediately thought, "Are we really doing this?"
Yeah, it looked like it kind of like tried to be a Gran Torino to an extent, like that kind of grittiness in a sense. But yeah,
that's how I thought it was going. I thought it was going along the Gran Torino route, so I was expecting an action-packed ending because it seemed to be building up to that, but it just never happened. So I was a bit disappointed with it, but it's an okay movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Clint he's the same character almost after like Gran Torino. He's just the grouchy old man that don't mess with. Just like Liam Neeson feels like the same guy after Taken. I don't know, to me.
Oh, Liam Neeson doesn't do any movie now that's not Taken related.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like he's on like Taken 20. I don't know. I don't know what's happening now.
Yeah.
Imagine covering his
It doesn't matter
filmography.
what the name of his new movie is. Just call it Taken.
Just-
It's not called Memory. Forget that title. It's Taken 25.
Yeah.
It's taking way too much of his time.
Yeah, just typecasting the same role really nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I like Liam Neeson though. I like his movies.
Yeah, me too.
Do all right, yeah.
Yeah. He's a great actor. He's just typecasting the same role in every movie. Apart from the last one, I think he had a bit Alzheimer's or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
That you said. Yeah.
But he's still going to find them and kill them at some point. So it's okay.
They always end the same.
When he remembers.
Exactly.
When he remembers.
Yeah.
We've got the. Sorry, what are you saying, Adam?
I was just laughing at what Elliot was saying.
I thought you were saying something. Sorry. We've got D. He says, "What's a film that fell short or was undermined due to its rating? Example: a film that was too tame and needed an R rating. The film that wasted an R rating or otherwise." Okay. I would say I've got kind of one top of my head straight away. I would say Morbius recently.
Yeah,
like because it's especially about being a vampire, there was kind of like no blood, and even if they did a little bit, kind of showing like vampires obviously feast for blood, and it just didn't really show that. It like cut away at it each time, and I felt like that could have definitely used it.
Yeah.
Just a recent movie I've seen anyway. I'd say that.
Yeah, I think I would argue Venom probably should have been rated R2 because that's like this big giant blob monster that eats people. But because it was PG-13, it cuts away from like what you would want to see in a premise like that.
Yeah,
right. I agree.
I enjoyed Venom 2 though. Shockingly, I feel like Venom 2, even with the same rating, I think got around with certain things a little bit more, and it was more enjoyable. But I'm like, I feel like if those movies were rated R, I think more people would get into the character and I think the action more.
Yeah, I agree, Jacob. I prefer the second one as well. I think it's just 90 minutes. It knows it's just what it's doing, and it just goes for it. Doesn't waste any time, really. But
I've
Elliot,
got one for a TV show. Oh, sorry.
No, I was saying I know you've been dying to say something, so go for it.
Trying to pick a moment. I was going to say, I haven't got one for a movie, but I've got one for a TV show. I don't know if it's actually shown in America, but for Peaky Blinders, I always really liked the show, but the thing that always stopped me from loving it was that it was always a bit too safe. And I actually kind of wish sometimes it was a bit more brutal and somebody would die quite violently and it would catch you off guard. Like, oh, wow, I didn't expect that. Because the one thing that would stop me from getting overtly involved in it would be like, they'll get out of it. Whatever problem they're in, they'll figure it out. They'll get out of it, and everything's going to be tickety-boo. So I actually get it's the other way around on this one. I think that show could have really done with actually having some really punching moments. It would have made it a lot more gripping.
Yeah, it's a show I've never seen, but obviously I know a lot of people love that show.
Yeah, it's all right. I think it's because it's on the BBC, and the BBC aren't going to go, oh, that they're going to be very careful with things, aren't they? They're not going to dive in and say, let's cut someone's head off or something. It's all going to be very clean and calm on the BBC. But I think they could have let the leash off a bit more than they do.
Yeah, but as you say, with the BBC, they're going to play it safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably would have done well on another channel, possibly.
Yeah, I think probably so. Like maybe like a Sky Atlantic where they had like Game of Thrones or something.
Yeah.
Like, upped it a bit.
Yeah, something with a bit more bite.
Yeah. Joe, do you have one?
I'd probably say Venom. That was a movie that comes straight to mind for myself. Venom as well. And like Jacob said, I did prefer Venom 2 to Venom 1, but their movie just seems like it's missing something. But yeah, I'd say Venom.
Venom, yeah. Good shout. Adam, what about you?
I'll go with Venom as well.
Venom? I could. And Jason?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm thinking about, I'm kind of the opposite maybe than a lot of people, because I kind of wish movies were more family friendly, and some I would enjoy it more. Like I don't own one rated R comedy, and I like them okay. They're just a little too raunchy for me at times, and so when I'm watching a rated R comedy, I think, gosh, if they just would tone this down, I'd probably like this movie quite a bit more. And I'm probably alone on that, but. But when it comes to violence, like I'm thinking, yeah, John Wick, you have to be rated R. I couldn't take a PG-13 John Wick probably. But part of the fun is being the rated R of John Wick or I don't know, Deadpool. I think would have to be rated R. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's good point though, because like especially like Deadpool definitely would have to be the higher age rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like John Wick as well, like with what the stunts and choreography they're doing that, like you couldn't just have a family-friendly John Wick.
No.
So we've got D, I think, adds on to that, and he says, I thought Oz the Great and Powerful was way too tame and family-friendly. Wish they had kept the dark tone on its first teaser. There was so much potential with the Wicked Witch backstory that was ruined. Have any of you guys seen that movie?
I have seen that movie.
Long time ago.
Sam Raimi directed that.
Was it? Okay.
I actually liked it personally. I thought, considering it's a Disney film, I felt like Sam Raimi did enough to where he got the showcases visuals mixed with what you would see in a typical Disney fantasy film, and I personally enjoyed it, even if it's not the best movie in the world. But yeah, I can see what Dee's talking about, though. I think if it was like a PG-13 version of it, I'm sure it would be a lot more bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, we're coming up to the hour, so just before we get some new guests on here, I just firstly want to thank Jacob, Adam, and Joe for joining me for this first hour. And I'm just going to go through each of you. So, Joe, do you want to just start by telling everyone what you've got coming up on your channel and tell everyone what your channel's about?
First of all, thanks for having me on, Mike. Really appreciate it. I've really enjoyed my hour. It's flew by. Thank you so much. And basically my channel's probably the most random YouTube channel you will see on the platform. I do every type of content. I've got no niche. I do food challenges. I do vlogs, do reviews. I just do anything what I like to do, and I really hope people enjoy the content and the process. And stuff I've got coming up. I've got a metal detecting video I need to release. I do an arcade warehouse. I did like a review on that. I've got some more food challenges coming up, and I've got lots of challenge videos in mind. I've got lots of ideas. So 2023, I'm hoping it's going to be a good year, and hopefully take my channel to the next level. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, awesome stuff. And the link to Joe's channel is down below in the description box. The Joeson one. Please go subscribe to him. And he hasn't recently just done the entire McDonald's festive menu as well. So check that out if you haven't. Adam, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about your channel and what you've got coming up?
Yeah. Well, I mainly do videos talking about movies and music and video games and TV shows. I review them or do a live stream talking about them, or doing a ranking of some sort. But the next video I've got lined up is a game review. One of the latest video games I've played. But I'm not going to tell you which one it is. I'm going to leave it as a surprise.
Yeah.
Ending on a cliffhanger.
There you go.
like what we were talking about earlier.
Right. I was about to ask you what game it was as well, but I'll not. I'll leave it as a surprise.
Yes.
So yeah, Adam's channel is down below in the description box. What the Gym. Please go subscribe to me. Has recently released reviews for Andor and Enchanted and Disenchanted movie reviews as well. So check them out. And lastly, Jacob, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about your channel and what you've got coming up?
Yes, on my channel, I mainly do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos. I do live streams. I'm starting to experiment with watch parties over on my channel as well. Currently, I'm doing my 31 Days of Christmas series, where started on Black Friday and it's ending on Christmas Day. I'm reviewing a bunch of Christmas stuff all the way up to Christmas Day, movies, TV specials. So many awesome Christmas stuff. I'm enjoying the series so far. Did my first watch party last weekend. We did Home Alone with my friend Ryan Cam. My sister was on it. Jacob Collins from his channel, 3D Movie Cinema. That was a lot of fun. Just this past week, I had Rashad on, and we discussed Gremlins. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I got Ryan from RWR Movie Reviews, and we're going to do a live collab discussion on the Netflix film Jingle Jangle: A Christmas Journey, which neither of us have seen before, so I think that's going to be an interesting one.
Definitely.
And then there's some other collabs coming up. I know Mike trying to point. Thank you, Mike. we got a collab planned, and then Adam and Jason, we're going to be doing our live stream next week on It's a Wonderful Life. So there's some exciting stuff coming real soon.
Sweet.
And I just enjoy the Christmas holiday so much. So I just like reviewing as many Christmas stuff as I can and getting festive and in the holiday mood.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jacob's channel is down below in the description box below. He does a fantastic 31 Days of Christmas. He's doing another special this year. And I will be collabing with him on Miracle on 34th Street, both versions. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, we're about to have some new guests on. Elliot and Jason are staying where they are. But again, I just want to thank Jacob, Adam, and Joe. And thank you guys for being on.
Cheers, Mike. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy the stream, guys.
Good to see you guys.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye. I'm trying to get my mouse to work.
There we go. All right, so while we're here, so we've got Elliot and Jason still on. We've got to get to you guys commenting very quickly, but we've got some new guests to introduce. And the first one is Jamie from In the Front Row. So, hey, Jamie.
Hey, friends. How we going?
Hey.
Good. How are you?
Hey, Jamie.
That's good. Good. Thanks.
Awesome. And yeah, Jamie, I was doing before the stream, I think I counted. This is your 5th appearance on Z Talks, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh. I'm catching up to you, Elliot. Oh, I can't catch up anymore. This is the final one. You beat me.
I know. Just over my shoulder.
I was
close.
But I'm about to bring someone who is tied with Elliot, and that is the absolute living legend, Rashad G Reviews. Hey, Rashad.
Oh man, cut that legend shit out, man. Ain't no damn legend. What's good, y'all? How's everybody doing?
Hey, good.
Hey, bud.
All right, what's up? Hey, can't call it, man. Same shit, different toilet, man. Let's do it.
Well, Rashad, thanks for joining me. Jamie, thanks for joining me. Rashad, yeah, this is your 6th appearance on Z Talks, man.
Wow.
I know. And so, is this like the series finale or the season finale? Because I know you said you're not sure if it's you're gonna come back and do it again. So I feel like this is not goodbye, is it? This is like see you later, right?
It's not a goodbye. It's a see you later for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be coming back in the future, but I've got things going on kind of outside YouTube and stuff that's kind of prevent me doing weekly streams going forward.
Got you. Yeah, because I think wasn't I on the first Z Talks, right? The first one you ever did?
Yeah, first ever one.
Yeah. So this shit's like very near and dear to my heart, man. So I'm a sensitive dude, so I can't be having this goodbye shit. They have me falling out, Yeah, y'all ain't finna see my big ass cry.
By the end of the stream, Rashad's going to be a water bag, so just hold him.
Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that.
Well, just before we carry on, we've got one more guest joining us for this hour, and that is also a legend by Ryan from RWR.
Hey.
Ryan.
What's going on, guys?
What's good, fam?
Hey, bud.
Hey, man.
And this is Ryan's 4th appearance on Z Talk. So, Ryan, how are you?
Doing good, man. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
Thanks.
All right.
Good. So yeah, it's great to have Elliot and Jason continue on for the second hour, and then we've got Ryan, Rashad, and Jamie join us. And we've got a handful of comments. So you guys ready to dive into some comments?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Here we go. So we've got one here. Tim says, what would you say is your favorite Charlie Kaufman film? Being John Malkovich, adaptation, Eternal Sunshine. Yeah, it's seen a lot of stuff. I don't know Charlie Kaufman. Do you guys?
Never
I'm
heard
out.
of them.
I know
one
a
of
few
them.
of those movies, but I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Elliot's the only one who knows, I think.
I've seen one of those that are listed, and it was adaptation. I liked it, but it's a bit weird. It wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be quite a straightforward film, but it really isn't that at all. So, but I do recommend it, but just be warned before you stick it on. Don't think that, oh yeah, I can just put my feet up and relax with this. Like, you got to unpuzzle it a little bit in your brain as you're watching.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds quite unique, to be honest. I
Eternal
can imagine Rashad. Sorry, Jason.
Eternal Sunshine of Spotless Mind is a good movie.
I've heard good things about that one. Is that the Jim Carrey one?
Jim Carrey, yeah.
And Kate Winslet, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard about him, like where he plays like a serious role in that movie, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, this is when Jim Carrey was in like his serious like acting, era. So he was getting away from the Dumb and Dumber stuff and trying to be like really serious, but still didn't come up with an Oscar. So he had to go back to the silly stuff.
Well, we've got another question, so thank you for the question, Tim. D Movie Man says, can you recall one of the earliest experiences where you're watching an older film or a significant experience watching one? Don't have to necessarily be a kid. Well, I know Jamie's starting to watch a lot more movies recently. So, Jamie, do you have one?
Repeat the question again. Can you recall one of your earliest experience watching an older film? Well, I watched I would class it as really old one with Rashad the other day. Does that count, Rashad, do you reckon? RoboCop?
Yeah,
RoboCop
counts. Yeah.
But what's the question, though? Earliest experience. Well, it's not really an early experience because I'm late. I'm late to the party.
or significant experience. So that was a significant experience for you because I had such joy watching your reaction to the acid bath scene. It was a joy to watch.
After it, I was really like, I know Jacob said that it was like a real, like the moral compass like was really, really bad with that. But after it, I was like, man, this is like a really, when you think about the concept of it, it's quite depressing because he was just transferred to that unit. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like he was there and, he was enjoying his job and this accident happened. Like he was fresh off the boat, like just came in like this young guy trying to like just start his career and then bam. So yeah, it was quite depressing when you think back about like the backstory behind all that. But yeah, anyway. So I don't know if I can use that one or not.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be like an old movie you saw in the 2000s. It could be one you saw recently, which like RoboCop was like early 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
Late 80s.
Oh, late 80s.
Yeah, 80, 87. So mid to late 80s. Yeah.
And
Which
Jamie,
is late to me.
and Jamie, did you enjoy the movie?
Yeah. But probably not in the sense that I should have. Like I was laughing a lot because I thought, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Like just some of the things. So probably not like the storyline of it and stuff. But I thought it was great. I thought it was good.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, very quickly, I want to add, Jamie, that this year is the first year I saw RoboCop as well.
Oh, good. We're in the same boat.
Instantly one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, and I thought like the technology looked quite good. Do you know what I mean? Like for its time, I thought it was quite good. Yeah.
Apart from that stop motion was pretty bad.
But even that, I was like, wow. Yeah.
Listen,
I don't know.
all right. You gotta stop talking about that damn stop motion, okay? That stop motion is better than a lot of CGI nowadays, okay?
I thought it looked cool. Yeah, honestly.
Tell me I'm lying.
I gotta say, to add to it, I at RoboCop was this is the first year I saw it as well. I had
We're all late to the party.
And I want to say, when I watched it, that movie's brutal, man. Like I really did not expect that at all. I watched it, I was like, damn, this is like crazy for an 80s movie.
Yeah, well, it's so violent.
But the funny thing about RoboCop is I'll always remember, and that's a great impression, Elliot. I'll always remember this as well about RoboCop. Is Rashad was like, yeah, my dad took me when I was a kid.
Yeah, when I
I
was
was
something.
I was 7 years old, and back then, the trailer was very misleading because the trailer made it look like it was just a regular sci-fi superhero movie. So my father said, yeah, I'll take my son to see RoboCop, whatever. So the first scene where your boy gets shot up by Ed 209 and his blood is all over the place. My father, he said, son, I don't know if you should be watching this, man. I said, no, I'm okay, Daddy, I'm cool. So I had to go to school. 2 days later? Because we saw it on a Friday, so I had to go to school Monday, telling all these third graders about the guy being melted with acid and people getting shot up, dismemberment and all that. Like, yeah, then his hand did like this, and he said, "Give the man a hand." And the kids are like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that's a great experience, though.
Yeah, well, to this day, my father regrets doing that. He said, "Son, I should have never took you to see that." I said, "Well, Dad," I said, "No." I said, "That was a great experience." I said, "I'm okay." He said, "No, son, look at you now. All you do is watch movies and shit, man. You're a fucking nerd, man." True story. He did say that to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, do any of you guys have any earliest experiences watching an older movie or a significant experience that comes to mind?
I can name one. Used to like growing up with my grandparents, because my grandparents used to watch me a lot when my parents would go to work and stuff. We used to get introduced. I used to get introduced to like older movies, but the one that I remember specifically is Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was seeing that on screen for the first time, or I didn't get to go to theater. It would have been nice, but just seeing that on screen for the first time, I fell in love with it, and that's probably I think that may be one of the more older movies that I've watched. I think that because it was made in the 30s, I believe. So.
Yes, it was
39. Yeah, 39. Yeah.
Yes, I think that may be the oldest movie I've watched. I don't think I've watched anything further back than that.
That was probably the first movie where I was noticing behind the scenes stuff without being smart enough to realize what it was, but it's in black and white and then it's in color, and I'm like, wow, how did they do that? But I'm 6 years old, so that's like magic to me. So it's one of the first movies where I was aware that there's all these magic tricks you can do with the house spinning in the storm and stuff. So that's a great shout, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, when the backstory, a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes, it gives the movie more of a creep factor now. Because just knowing the stuff what happened with the witch, her makeup, how it kind of messed her skin up. It had the one guy. Oh, who's it that got burned? Somebody get burned? Or was that the witch that got burned? So somebody got it was a pyrotechnic that went off and somebody got burned really bad. So there was a lot of dark stories behind the scenes making that movie. So when you watch now, this information. It's like, damn, this is some creepy shit. Now watching it. So somebody even hung this. I don't know. Did you hear the story about with one of the Munchkins that hung themselves? In the early cut of the film before they cut it out, you could actually see the feet of the person that hung himself, but it's way in the back. So you had to really look to notice it, and then they cut it out the film initially. Yeah. It's some dark shit happened behind that movie. Well, not to ruin y'all childhood, but
no big deal.
Yeah.
I watched that movie for the first time last year on Jacob's channel. Did a collab with him. Yeah, great movie.
Yeah, now look up some of the behind the scenes stuff that happened. That should have creeped you out a little bit.
Yeah, I read about it afterwards. Yeah. I would say a significant experience for me that's not an older movie was Titanic 2. Because since watching Titanic 2, and it was one of the first movies I covered on my channel, but you guys know how many asylum movies I've watched since and covered them and found a love for those kind of movies. So I'm going to go Titanic 2.
I've also got to give a mention to Star Wars behind me as well. I remember my dad giving me, he'd recorded it off the TV, and he just sort of chucked them to me one day when it was on summer holiday, and he was like, watch these, you'll love them. And I absolutely did. I think I watched all three back to back, and because obviously it was recorded off the TV, it'd be in the middle of a TIE fighter battle scene, it would cut, and then there'd be a cough syrup advert out of absolutely nowhere. But it's good old 90s nostalgia for you.
Nice.
Man, yeah, I know you love Star Wars. I know Jamie's just started to watch the Star Wars for the first time. Ryan's still not seen them, is that right?
I've only seen one.
Oh, really? Wow.
Which one?
Phantom of the Menace, the one with Darth Maul or whatever.
Mm.
The only one I've seen.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was enough to stop him, I think. But Jason, how about you?
Yeah, there's so many movies to mention because I used to watch a lot of old movies when I was a kid. I was on Ryan's channel and we talked about our favorite childhood movies. And my number one was Mary Poppins. I was obsessed with that movie as a kid and loved watching it. Love musicals, and I love Dick Van Dyke was so funny in it. And that was definitely a big one when I was a kid. And that came out in '64, I think.
Nice.
Wow,
nice.
that long. Jeez. Where's our time gone since that came out?
I know, right?
Wow, well, that's an awesome question. Thank you, D. We've got Tim saying, speaking of Osgraham Halford, what's your favorite Sam Raimi movie besides the Spider-Man movies? He says, out of this Evil Dead trilogy and Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah, I love Drag Me to Hell.
I say toss up between Evil Dead 2 and Darkman. I say, well, you know what? Yeah, it's a toss up. Like those two are 1 and 2, but I'll probably edge more towards Evil Dead 2. That movie was just so different and so out there. You know, it's a horror movie, but it's like, you know, you really can't put it in the category of a horror movie. There should be like a section called Batshit Crazy in the video store, and it would go right in there. That movie was just, it was so bonkers and so fun. You know what I mean? It has like an hour and a half runtime, but it feels like it goes by in 5 minutes. And you know me, I fall asleep in a heartbeat. And the whole time, like, no matter how many times I watch the movie, I'm like this the entire time. So, yeah, I say Evil Dead 2.
Dead, nice. Jamie, have you seen any of his movies apart from like the original Spider-Mans?
I'm out. Nah, I don't do horror, as you guys know. So, yeah, I'm out.
Sorry.
Guilty.
Wait, what you mean? You watch Walking Dead? That's horror. What you talking
No,
about?
that is drama. That is drama. That is not horror.
Jamie, somebody got their leg eaten in an episode. They was sat
I
there
literally
eating man's
watched
leg right in front of him.
Yeah, literally cooked it up. Still not horror.
That's
Didn't
horror,
you
man.
watch Gremlins too lately? Didn't you watch Gremlins as well, Jamie?
No, Mike wanted me to watch Gremlins. That was on my to-do list, but I ended up watching the Werewolf by Night. That was my horror film that I ended up watching. Yeah. But at Movie World, I think I've told you this on one of my other streams that at Movie World, they've got the Gremlin. What's his name again?
Straight.
Gizmo.
Gizmo, that's it. And he's like cute and cuddly. And my daughter just loves him. She goes up and like cuddles him. And I'm like, isn't he like a killer or like are they murderers or something like that? Why is he looking so cute? So weird. But no, I haven't watched it yet. Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, Gizmo's awesome. Definitely when I watched Gremlins Zoom Night for the first time, Gizmo, I was like so adorable.
So he is supposed to be adorable. He's not a killer.
No.
He's a good guy.
He could potentially be a killer. If you feed him after midnight, he'll become a killer. But as long as you don't feed him after midnight, Gizmo will be okay. Yeah.
Maybe I should just watch it.
Right. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. So Ryan, you were saying Drag Me to Hell?
Yeah, Drag Me to Hell. I love that movie so much.
Yeah. Good
I
movie.
love Justin Long.
Me too, yeah. He always gets a bad ending in horror movies.
Yeah.
Elliot, what about you?
You know, I haven't explored that many Sam Raimi movies. So my obvious choice would be Spider-Man 2. But if we're not doing them, I'd probably have to say Drag Me to Hell as well. Mostly out of the fact that I haven't seen all of his films. But I actually think Drag Me to Hell was a lot of fun. I actually watched it this Halloween just gone. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a fun movie. Yeah, completely agree. Jason, do you have one?
No, Sam Raimi, if I see his name, I'm like, I'm not going to like this movie. I just kind of know already. Because, I don't like any of his films.
Right. But you don't like horrors, so...
Right.
You don't like any of the Spider-Mans?
No.
Dang. Oh,
wow.
Killing me, Smalls.
Stop playing. Not even Spider-Man 2, which is one of the best comic movies of all time.
Yeah, I thought it was terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, shit.
You can hear their minds blowing, Jason.
Yo, that's gotta be the hottest take since Dave from Interpreting the Stars said that he hated The Godfather. That's up there with that, man. You fucked my world up with that one, man. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Jason, I'm shocked. But that's it's fair. Everyone's got their own opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. What, Jason, when did you last watch those movies?
I don't know.
Clearly only once.
It was memorable.
Right, me and Jason's clapping on Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire one. Keep an eye out. We've got Rocklaw saying, good day. Z, you all rock. Well, yeah, hey, Rocklaws, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
We've got quite a few comments, so sorry guys if we're a little bit behind. I've got the legend Anthony A. Perez saying stop motion best animations of all time.
Thanks.
Yeah, just not that impression that Elliot did. That was amazing.
Yeah,
I laughed my arse off when that happened at the cinema. The room was silent. We've got Lego Mute saying, hey, how's it going? So, hey, Lego.
Hey, Lego.
Friend.
Hey.
We're doing well. We've got D saying, oh, hold on. He asked a question before that one. Here we go. What's a performance you enjoyed when an actor or an actress was playing against type? I love John Cruise as Lestat in an interview with a vampire and Samuel Jackson as Dr. Lewis in Eve's Bayou. Solid.
That's a good question.
Very good question.
I like Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder. I remember when I went in to go and see the film, I was half the time he was on screen, I was asking myself, is that really Tom Cruise? Like it still never just wouldn't register with me that was in fact him, and I've never seen anything like it since.
Yeah, it's because it's different from Tom Cruise, isn't it? You know, you used to do big action stunts, really.
Yeah, and all the prosthetics and the wig and everything. Yeah, it really caught me from the side, as in, what's going on here? What's this all about? But it's memorable, and there's that whole quote where he's shouting down the phone. It's a great performance from him. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's an awesome answer. Jamie, I'm going to fire it over to you because I know you watch more TV than movies. So would you say there's an actor and actress maybe in a TV show you thought, well, they're not going to work in this, and they're great?
No, I'd have to think more on the TV, but I didn't think Robert Pattinson would work as the Batman, and I recently watched that this year. I think it came out this year anyway, but anyway. And I'd watched him in that 9/11 one. I can't remember what it's called now. It was like Remember Me or Remember This or something like that. And to be honest, I'm just like, like I don't really find him that good of an actor, but I really liked him in the Batman. Like I thought he was like, he played really bratty and like exactly what I pictured Bruce to be was that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I would say him.
That's a great answer. Yeah, I thought,
yeah. Good answer. I expected him to suck, and he didn't.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, he did great.
Yeah. Absolutely great. Ryan, how about you?
I was going to say having Emma Stone play as Cruella. I just didn't know if that would work, to be honest with you. I thought she did a great job in that role.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah.
Just because, like, you know, I recognize her from, like, Easy A and stuff, and her as, like, in, like, the funny kind of rom-com kind of thing. And I think that she really did a really good job with the role. I'm excited for the second one, to be honest with you.
Me too. Me too. And yeah, I've recently met Stingray from Cobra Kai. He was obviously one of the goons in Cruella as well. And yeah, I'm excited for the second movie. Rashad, how about yourself?
I would say off the top of the dome, probably the performance that I say that shocked the world, where everybody was against this actor, was Michael Keaton's Batman. So I'm gonna take it back to '89 because prior to Batman, he was Mr. Mom, he was Beetlejuice. He played a lot of slapstick comedy, so he was the funny guy. So when he first got cast, like everybody laughed at it, especially if you was a fan of Batman. He was like, Mr. Mom, get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants to see that. And then they dropped the teaser trailer, like I think about 4 or 5 months before the movie came out. They dropped a long ass teaser trailer with no music or nothing, just showing him as Batman and Nicholson as a Joker. And we all had to shut up. We just said, okay. You know, I'll see. Hey, I'll see you in June. So yeah, I gotta say, Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah, he's fantastic Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jason, what about yourself?
Yeah, one that comes to mind is Will Forte in the movie Nebraska.
Not heard that one.
Yeah, it was nominated for Best Picture maybe 5 years ago. I don't know. It's got a combination of drama and comedy in it. Will Forte is known for really goofy comedy. I mean, MacGruber and Saturday Night Live and all this stuff. And in the movie, he plays a little more dramatic. I thought he actually gave a really good performance, in my opinion.
That's awesome. Yeah, you have to send me the for that movie. Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, I haven't
That's
either.
new to me. Well, good question, D. And yeah, great to hear everyone's answers. I would probably agree with Jamie with Rob Pattinson. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be a Batman at all. And yeah, definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, so I guess lesson learned: if somebody gets cast as Batman, just shut up until you see the movie.
Right. Yeah. Don't prejudge.
D Movie Man says, do you believe that, time aside, a second view of films are needed to fully gauge how you feel about it? Are there any films that you feel differently about it with repeat viewings?
Yeah.
Well, first one top of my mind for me personally was Batman Begins. I saw that originally when it came back. It was in the cinema, and obviously I was very young at the time. I fell asleep, and I pulled a Rashad on that one. And then the second viewing of it is like I really like examined the movie and kind of like changed my perspective on filmmaking in general. So I would say that one for me. But in a general question, I think sometimes the second viewing, yeah. But some of the trash, like I watch, like say, like Shudder screeners every week. Definitely not viewing them again.
Amityville Karen.
Amityville Karen's not happening again.
Maybe you're like, wow, this is actually pretty good.
And the only way that's happening is if I do a watch party and Rashad's joining.
Bring the pillow because he'll be falling asleep.
You hear me snoring? I'll be snoring in Dolby. Play with it if you want.
Mike, you were just complaining to me the other day that when you visited Rashad, he fell asleep and all you heard was his snoring, and now you want to do it again? Bloody hell.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I did an Amityville Karen watch party, all you guys would be on that watch party.
No deal.
So but yeah, I mean, this is open to all you guys. So what do you guys think about the question?
Yeah, I think definitely a second viewing is definitely in order. I try to give movies, even movies that I didn't like in the theater, I always try to, give them a second watch, even after I do a review. And even if I say, I don't like it or it's kind of meh, I usually try to rewatch it, if I get around to it. A good example of me changing my perspective is when I went to go see The Witch the first time. Because, I completely hated it. And I actually walked out and didn't finish it. But I watched it a second time and I understood the arts, the artsy part of it and just what they were going for. And there's more appreciation there. So I say yes to that question.
Yeah. Would you watch Amsterdam again?
No. No family camp, none of that stuff.
No redeeming value.
Yeah. Honestly, don't watch it. Rashad would be asleep in 5 minutes.
Oh, yes, I was nearly asleep.
So that goes to say something. Elliot, what about your take on this question?
It's a really good question. The more I think about it, the more I change my answer. I'm probably somewhere in the middle. I think it depends what film it is. So, for example, Akira, every time I revisit that film, I feel like I learn something more. I get a deeper understanding of it with each time. But then, like you say, do I need to get a second viewing of The Phantom Menace? Not really. It is what it is, and that's fine. And it's a great film to have on in the background while you're doing some editing or something like that. So there's a few ways you can have a second viewing on stuff. Sometimes it's great to just chuck it on again while I'm getting on with the hoovering or whatever. But those ones where they're really complex, like 2001 Space Odyssey, I did not get that ending at the first time of watching. I was just like, I liked it, didn't get it. And it's taken me like 3 or 4 viewings to finally piece it together and go, oh, I get it now. So, yeah, I think it depends on what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Yeah. But Jamie, I'm going to ask you this question, but I'm going to filter it maybe towards TV shows. Like, would you rewatch a TV show again?
I don't often have time, but specifically with the last Walking Dead one, I did. And I really think it's important too, because there was so many callbacks that I missed. And when they like referred to literally like the first episode of The Walking Dead and things like that, there was so many things that I was so emotional and I was so hyped up that, oh, this is the end. And like, I'm never going to end. My mind was so all over the shop that I was emotional. I was happy. I was like worried about like, how are they going to wrap this up? So there was so many emotions going through my head that I don't think I experienced it. Sure, you could all see that I experienced it, but like, yeah, I don't think everything really sunk in because I was so overly emotional about it. And it wasn't until that second rewatch that I was like, oh, wow, that was so clever how they did that. There was some things that I picked up straight away, the really obvious ones, but there was some that were like so subtle. And yeah, on the rewatch, which to be fair, I probably shouldn't have rewatched it so soon because again, I just got emotional, but there were so many things that I picked up that I was like, oh, wow, like how smart that they referenced it back to that. And yeah, I'm piggybacking a little bit off of what Elliot said, that sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes there's the need for the rewatch. Something like, for example, I would go back and rewatch Don't Worry, Darling, because at the end of that, I had more questions than I did answers. I was like, did I just not watch that properly? Did I not get it? But yeah, it just depends. Depends on what it is. But my answer is, I guess, yes.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Jason, what about yourself?
Yeah, you know, when I saw Black Panther in the theater, I was disappointed. I didn't like it that much, and I think because it was hyped up so much at that point. And I kind of came away going, wow, that wasn't that good. And then I recently rewatched it because I was doing ranking the MCU movies recently, and so I rewatched all the MCU movies, and I rewatched it and I was like, wow, I really like this movie. I was like so shocked on my second viewing that how much I liked it. I was like, wow, I was like enjoying the whole storyline was really resonating with me for some reason, and the performances, and even that. I think part of the problem was the action I thought wasn't very good at first. There's some CGI in there that I didn't care for. When he puts on the mask and it's like it's not Chadwick anymore, it's a CGI character. Like I didn't like that so much. But I don't know, rewatching it, I was like, wow, this is a really good movie. And it's in my top 10 MCU movies now. So,
yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Will you go back and rewatch Blonde?
How much?
and those slow movies that you usually watch.
Yeah, slow and boring.
Slow and boring.
Rashad, what about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I think a second or even a third viewing is necessary to determine whether you like the movie or hate it. You know, so for me, last year when I saw Candyman for the first time, right, saw it in a packed theater, everybody was into it, just a perfect atmosphere, and then I'm like, damn, so this is a masterpiece. I said that in my review, and to this day, Blacktastic breaks my balls about it. So I'm like, wow, this is a masterpiece. This movie was great. I loved it. And then I saw it again 2 days later with just like 6 people in the theater. And I took my daughter with me, and the second viewing, I said, I don't like this. I don't think I like this movie that much. It's amazing how a packed theater with audience participation can really add to a movie because the experience, But then when you actually sit down and watch it, I was like, man, I said masterpiece. Oh my god, I gave the movie an A. Jesus Christ.
Rashad, I feel your pain.
You know what I'm saying?
I gave it a 10, and then I watched it later, and I was like,
yeah, as a YouTube critic, you go back and watch some of your reviews, and you're like, you kind of cringe because even Justice League, when I first saw Justice League, which is the butt of all jokes. But I'll be honest, the first time I watched, I said, this is the greatest thing ever. I said, I got to see all my heroes on screen for the first time, and Steppenwolf was like the greatest villain. And then after watching everybody slander it, and then I watched my review again, I said, oh, shit. Like, I wanted to delete the video and just put a hood on and never show my face on YouTube again. So, so to answer that question, I agree. A second or third viewing is necessary.
Well, even for Aquaslash?
You know what? Aqua Slash, it gets better every time I watch it when I'm drunk. The drunker I am, the better it is.
Yeah, well, thank you for the question, D. That's got me cracked up. Right, oh God. Sorry, guys, just trying to catch up with the comments here.
Okay.
Got quite a few.
I'm still embarrassed about that Justice League. Even Last Jedi, I gave Last Jedi an A+. I said, this is like one of the best Star Wars movies of all time. Last Jedi is the fucking movie. And then everybody was like, dude, that movie was horrible. I'm
like, I like that movie, but I might be in the minority.
Yeah, I like it, but I don't love it as much as when I first reviewed it. When I first reviewed it, it was the best thing since Jesus walked on water. And now I'm like, dude, what the fuck was yeah.
Bam. Well, we've got Rocklaw saying hi, Jamie, and then saying
hi.
How's Fortnite?
Fortnite's great. Go play Fortnite.
Jacob saying thanks again for having me on. So yeah, Jacob, absolutely. And he says, got a question to ask for anyone still on the stream. What's a film that you absolutely loved on your initial viewing, but found over time the film is really not that good?
I just answered that a couple
You just
times.
answered that, yeah.
Just answered that one, yeah. Do any of you guys have one top of your head?
Let's see.
Only the one that Rashad mentioned.
Howard the Duck. Yeah, I loved Howard the Duck when I was a kid, and now the movie. I mean, I admit the movie's not good, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. But if you ask me if Rashad G reviews existed back when I was 6, I'd have been like, Howard the Duck, 2 thumbs up, greatest movie of all time. And it's terrible.
I don't know for me personally.
Yeah.
I can't. I'd have to have
I would go with Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, because I saw that when I was like a freshman in high school when it came out, and that was so exciting. It's one of the most exciting moments. Star Wars coming back. I'm like, oh man, everybody was so excited for that movie, and the movie was so packed. I remember being in a long line and just rushing in, trying to find a seat with my family, and it was like one of the great movie experiences of my life. And I absolutely loved the movie when I saw it in theater. And I thought Jar Jar Binks was so funny. I was like, that's so funny. And then after I saw the movie, everybody's like, oh, Jar Jar Binks was terrible. And I was like, are you kidding me? He was the best part of the movie. And then, I don't know, I grew up and then I watched it again and I go, oh, Jar Jar Binks is terrible. Like, it totally ruins that movie. I hate every scene he's in. And I'm like, I didn't get it when I was younger, but I was like, now I get it. Like, there's definitely some terrible parts of that movie.
This is what I've got to look forward to, Jace.
I thought of one. That
Haven't got there yet.
Yeah, Jamie, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on Jar Jar.
I like the Ewoks. Nobody else did, so.
Yeah.
Jar Jar's going to be your character then.
Yeah. It's nothing like Jar.
Ryan, you got an answer?
Yeah, I was gonna say Napoleon Dynamite. Man, that movie's bad. I don't know why I ever liked that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad
that
you
movie
said
was
it.
bad on the first watch, though.
I love Napoleon Dynamite. Don't.
That shit sucks, man.
But look, but you're laughing because it's so stupid.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
it is.
I've got one. So this was back when I was like in school, so a very young Mike. But I remember seeing Date Movie at the cinema.
God.
And I remember, wow, this is so funny. I was laughing my head off. And I watched it a couple years ago and I was like, this is fucking awful.
Yeah.
They went to like a period too where they just kept making those spoof movies. Remember they made like Meet the Spartans and like Scary Movie. They made a ton of those. It was like one every year and it's like stop with
disaster movie.
Epic movie, yeah.
Just wait. Over time, when you go back and watch some of your old reviews, like March for me will be 6 years on YouTube, and I'm afraid to go back like 4 years ago when, of course, when I had a baby face, I was slimmed down and reviewing a movie that I know is bad, but back then I was capping for it. So yeah, just wait. You're gonna go back and be like, oh my God, I gave that review, I gave that movie an A. Oh, Jesus.
I've got a few just from this year. I'm looking at my ranking as we get towards the end of the year and we're putting together our top 10 and worst 10. I'm looking at it like, did I really put Jackass Forever in the top 20 this year? Yikes. What was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, Jackass was a fun movie for
I love Jackass. Yeah, Jackass Forever. That was the shit. It's
when I look at the films beneath it, I'm like, was Jackass Forever really better than that beautifully made artsy movie? Like, I don't know. Like,
well, imagine how many people's going to go back this year and be like, "Wow, For Love and Thunder, an A+."
Yeah.
Not me.
Well,
I'm so glad I gave that one a shit rating.
Love and Thunder kind of got me because I saw it in Dolby. I think it was my second or third Dolby experience, so I got caught up in that. So I gave it like a B- borderline C, but in reality, I should have gave it a D because it was that bad. But I was just caught up on the screen, the crisp picture, and the sound, and I'm like, so yeah, that's why I try to watch a movie regular and then watch it in Dolby so it doesn't fuck with my head.
Yeah,
I give it a 7 out of 10 because the popcorn was good.
Come on, Mike. You know you like them screaming goats, man. Stop playing.
Oh man, I was done after the first time it happened.
Yeah,
no, I can't be the only one that thought those goats were funny. I can't be the only one. Come on,
Rashad, they were terrible.
Maybe on this stream you might be.
Here.
Well, you know, Ed, what's something me and you got in common? You like Jar Jar. I like them damn goats. Okay.
But Jason, do you have an example to give?
Did I give one? What?
Yeah, I was saying, do you have an example for the question?
Oh, I thought I answered already. I didn't. I'm getting mixed up. What?
Yeah, I thought I was Phantom Menace, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. Phantom Menace.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, I thought someone
Mike,
else.
you're getting old, man. You're getting old.
I'm getting confused.
That age kicking in, man.
I'll be like Rashad soon, just like this.
Keep living, man. Keep living.
It's all right, Rashad. I'm catching up with you, dude. I fall asleep a lot on movies at the house and the couch, dude, all the time. The other night I was watching Lead a Battle Angel, and it was actually a really good movie. I fell asleep, so I have to rewatch it.
Yeah, like especially like when you go back in your recliner and you get good and comfortable, you get in that spot,
it's gone.
That spot in your chair where you just sink. Yeah.
My local cinemas just refurbed all the seats so that they've got like leg extenders and you can lie back. It's lovely, but even I felt myself going, "Oh, this is hang on, let's film to watch here. What am I doing?"
Yeah. I'm telling you, I saw Wakanda Forever a second time, and I was squeezed between two old ladies, and I'm reclined back in my chair, and I was snoring like a fucking bear. Okay? They kept looking at me like, "Young man, are you okay?" I'm like, "Man, I'm good." I was just that comfortable.
Man, you fall asleep at any movie though.
Well, Wakanda Forever was kind of boring, y'all. Come on, I mean, it wasn't a terrible movie, but it was a stretch where that movie bored the shit out of me. I'm like, can something happen already?
Yeah. I can relate.
It's dialogue after dialogue, and yes, I come from the water, and the beauty of where I said I don't give a shit. Can we just see you with the wings on your feet and kicking ass?
You guys didn't even like the wings on his feet, though. You were complaining about that.
No, not me. I know, because that's from the comics. I was all for the wings.
Oh, bloody hell.
Nah, that scene was terrible when he was flying up. That's it. Looked like a PS3 cutscene. That's how bad it was.
Hey, but at least something was happening, man. Like it just a lot of this through the whole movie. I'm like, shut up. It's a comic book movie. Give us some comic book shit. That's all I ask.
Give me some goats, you reckon, Rashad?
Give me some goats.
Where's the goats in this movie?
It's missing.
Listen, I'll take some goats screaming right about now. Give me something.
Where's the underwater goats?
Damn.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Well, we've got a question from D. He says, if you could experience a movie or television universe for a day, where would you visit and what type of character would you be in that universe?
Ooh, that's another good question. He's coming with the bangers, ain't he?
I know D movie.
He always does. And he's adds 5-year-old me would love to visit Toontown. Older me would love trying to dodge bullets or bend reality in the Matrix.
Toontown, is that Roger? That's Roger Rabbit, right?
Yeah, Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Who framed Roger Rabbit?
I say for me, like any movie that it's like a period piece, like Knights of the Round Table or something like that. Something with knights, going back and experiencing that period. Like maybe something like Gladiator or something like that, or 300. Like I love that kind of history kind of stuff. And I just love that kind of, I guess, aesthetic. So I would say anything along those lines, count me in.
Sweet.
Nice.
That would be
like
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, would you get kicked in the pit by Gerard Butler?
I might.
Hey, and you're guaranteed to have abs too. As soon as you enter the universe, you have like a full fucking sculpted body.
Yeah.
Yep. What about you guys? This question's open for anyone.
I strangely see myself in like a 1950s detective noir sort of series, fast talking, fast smoking. There's been a murder. We've got to solve the crime. I don't know why, but I can see myself in like my name printed on the glass of a door as you come into my office, the fans spinning really slowly, that type of thing. I can see myself in that.
I actually see you in that. I could see you being like a detective or something. Like somebody comes in, they're like, Elliot, we're on a mission. You're like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I'm too old
like
for this shit.
Cool, and you're like smoking a cigarette or something like that. Let's go investigate this murder.
My poor wife's at home. I haven't seen her in days.
I can actually see that as well, though, Elliot. That's a good point.
I might need to write a script.
There you go.
Nice.
No, it's a tough question. Good question again, though.
I got one. I would like to go and live in the Back to the Future universe for a day, just so I can go to the DeLorean and go anywhere. Go back to the 1994 NBA Finals when the Knicks played the Rockets and break Hakeem Olajuwon's foot so he couldn't play, so we could get our first championship. Shit like that. Yeah, go back to some moments of my childhood. Where I talked to the wrong girl and slap myself upside the head and be like, leave her alone. Go talk to that one. Yeah, so I will go to the Back to the Future universe.
That would be awesome.
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I say for me, I would say Back to the Future as well, but I don't want to go obvious for myself. I'm going to go to Christian Bale Batman times. I would love to be in Batman Begins and be in the League of Shadows and going against him. I think that would be cool.
Nice.
I need to buff up a little bit, but yeah. Jamie, what about yourself? Would you be in The Walking Dead?
Oh, I've said this to you before in our streams. I would like to experience it, but again, it depends on the terms and conditions. Like I don't want to die. I don't want to eat fish. But yeah, I would really like to experience making a shelter, because I enjoy those types of games when I like play Xbox games and stuff, like actually building the house or building the traps. And I really enjoy the creativity side of the apocalypse, I guess. And really having to test your boundaries, what would you do to survive? I like that sort of thinking about what I would personally do. But again, if I was in that situation, I probably wouldn't survive too long. So yeah, that's probably the obvious answer. And then not so obvious answer, back to what not what Elliot said, but into the older days sort of thing. I really enjoyed Greece. I love the fashion. I love the music. I love the hairstyles. I just like that sort of era. So maybe I would say that, if not the obvious, The Walking Dead one. Yeah.
Really?
Jamie, did you say the fun times of the apocalypse?
I said creative. I think I said creative.
Fun times of the apocalypse. I didn't catch that either. Damn, Jamie.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun. Yay! Let's get creative and paint. Let's decorate our wooden door.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's a good title for a movie. Fun times at the apocalypse.
Right?
Let's do it. Let's write another script, Elliot.
Yeah, we're on to something here.
Jason, what would you do for the day?
Man, my Greece was my answer, and Jamie said it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, cool.
I bought that.
You can be Olivia Newton-John. You can be John Travolta.
I would never take her shadow. She's perfect.
I want the leather jacket. I want the greased up hair. I want to drive those cars. Listen to Early's rock music.
I just want to be tell me about it, stud.
And
I was waiting for that. I said, I wonder if he's gonna bust out and say it.
Yep. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, that'd be fun. And the girls in poodle skirts is like a real turn on. I don't know.
Okay.
We're all the background dancers, I guess.
That's a good question, no, D. So thanks for that. We've got a comment here which I find quite funny. It's from Anthony A. Perez. He says, "Congrats on the successful run of Z Talk so far. Congrats on the final show for now. We've put in a lot of hard work, so thanks, Anthony." He says, "Also, why does Rashad hate Harry Potter so much?"
Oh my goodness! I never said I hated Harry. Well, I may hate the character, but I don't hate the movies. They just kind of suck. I don't know. It's just not for me, man. Like, people like certain flavors of things, and I may like strawberry ice cream. You may think it's the nastiest thing ever, but I'm just not feeling it. It puts me to sleep. It's boring. I can't connect with any of the characters. There's nobody I can be like, okay, I like that person, or I want to, be like this person, or this person can be, a friend of mine. I don't care about nobody. Only time the shit got interested is when they introduced what's his name, Voldemort as Baby Freddy. That was it. That was it. I mean, every now and then they'll give us like a cool, broomstick, chase sequence where a dragon's chasing them, which at first I thought was a fever dream. I don't know if you've seen the Harry Potter movies, but I just got done with Goblet of Fire, and there was a scene where the dragon was chasing Harry, but I was like in between dream world and reality, so I was like in limbo almost, right? So I couldn't tell whether I was dreaming or whether it was for real. So you know what I mean? Yeah. But right now those movies kind of suck. The only good one is Prisoner of Azkaban. That's
damn.
I'm 4 movies in. I'm 4 movies in. That's the only one I kind of like.
Okay.
The rest of them suck.
Damn.
Yeah, that one's my favorite, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand the appeal of these movies, man. I don't get it.
So it's not Harry Potter specifically, the character. It is the movies that you don't like. Or it is the character.
The movies I don't care for. Yeah, even the character. I'm like, I don't care about this kid. If he takes a lightsaber through the fucking chest cavity, I'm not gonna lose no sleep.
Dang.
Well, must have
Harry
been
Potter
the time.
died, so.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry to any Harry Potter fans. I'm sorry. Damn.
There's probably a lot of Harry Potter fans watching right now. I'm a Harry Potter fan.
Look at what you've started, Perez. Look at what you've started.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna have hate comments to my Rashad. You bald black motherfucker. What are you talking about, Harry Potter, man? You got an Unspeak 3 post in the background.
Oh man!
Oh, shoot.
Well, thank you for the comment, Anthony, causing trouble.
Right?
We've got the Soulless Trench Coat saying, "Hey, what's up?" So hey, hope you're doing well.
Going on, man?
Smooth Family says, "Hey everyone." So hey, what's going on? Tim says the Hobbit movies aren't bad movies, and I will die on that hill.
Okay.
Cool. I've not seen them.
I'm not even gonna make it there. Yeah, I haven't.
Elliot seemed so there.
Yeah, I don't want to get into an argument, but I don't like them.
It sounds like they can take a lightsaber through the cavity as well.
Yeah, this is my hill. Yeah.
He's not dying the hill.
Oh gosh, that was kind of harsh to say. I'm sorry.
We've got Brian saying, "I think they used asbestos as snow in the Wizard of Oz." Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And so Trenchcoat says Margaret Hamilton, the witch, got burned, and the original Tin Man got sick because of the makeup.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Even Julie Garland, Dorothy, man, like I heard like she was drugged and like violated by like a lot of people in the cast and crew. You know what I'm saying? Like she was taken advantage of on set. Yeah. Some really dark stuff that went down. Yeah.
It's mad. And so Trenchcoat said about the Munchkin possibly hanging themselves, maybe a myth. They claim that it was a giant bird prop, but there's no proof as the bird of person, so it's up to interpretation. Well, fair. And we've got Jacob saying, "Guys, the new Indiana trailer,
really
dropped. Got goosebumps watching it."
Wow.
Awesome.
Last Crusade was the last Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back. Last Crusade was the last Indiana Jones movie.
Right.
That's it, and that's all.
Are you not going to watch a new one, Rashad?
No.
No.
I can't say I'm that excited either, personally.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Harrison. Like, I love Harrison Ford, but Harrison Ford is almost 80 years old.
Yeah, he's like
What
80.
the fuck is he gonna do? Gum us to death?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Let me take my teeth out. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Lots of stunt doubles.
I know, right?
Well,
Yeah,
I know.
like,
I know. Apparently, at the start of the movie, they've said that they've de-aged him. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, probably to get up to modern times. I don't know.
So he's still got his own teeth, you reckon? You won't have to fully see that, Rashad.
But no,
Only just.
like when you try to I think if you're between your 40s to like 60s, you can still get away with the de-aging thing. But anything 60 and after that, it doesn't work. Like look at The Irishman. They try to de-age De Niro and Pacino and I think Joe Pesci, and it just looked funny. It didn't look right. So nah, I'm not. I don't want to see it.
no.
Sorry.
Fair. Yeah, it's fair. I will still check the trailer out though. I'm intrigued by the trailer. Sounds cool. So the Trenchcoat says The Walking Dead is horror drama. You can mix genres.
See? Like I said, drama.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've got Jacob saying hot take, but my favorite in the Evil Dead trilogy is Army of Darkness, mainly for how bonkers the comedy is.
I like Army of Darkness. I thought it was tight.
I just watched that for the first time. I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the Trenchcoat also says, have any of you guys seen any silent films? And if so, what's your favorite? I've not seen any. Jason's probably seen a few though.
I think I may have watched one in like high school or something, like a Charlie Chaplin film, but I don't remember the name.
Yeah. When I was in film school, we had to watch some Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin films. So I don't remember the names of them, but I just remember watching them.
Yeah, same.
Good physical comedy.
Same film school. We had to watch a couple of French silent films and stuff. It was a bit weird, but yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason, do you have a favorite silent film?
Yeah, I like The Gold Rush with Charlie Chaplin in it. I think it's actually a pretty good movie. Chaplin's he's definitely one of the funny ones in the silent film era. I don't watch a lot of silent films, but I've watched a number of Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton ones. Just because they have a physical comedy about them that's kind of interesting. And Gold Rush has kind of a nice love story in it that I actually kind of enjoyed.
Get you. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one, but obviously I know Charlie Chaplin. So, it's a good question.
Yeah. City Lights, Modern Times are the big ones for Charlie Chaplin, I would say. Then The General's the big one for Buster Keaton that you should watch.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at them because I've never seen a silent movie either. So, be intrigued by them because you don't get them nowadays. Or like, I think that would be quite unique if they released one nowadays. But,
yeah, in Dolby, right?
In Dolby.
The new silent film in Dolby theaters.
Traffic, I'm buying my ticket.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so we're coming up to the next hour. So I first just want to thank Elliot, Jason, and Jamie for Elliot and Jason joining me for the 2 hours and Jamie for this first hour. So before those guys sign off, I want to take it over to Jamie first. If you want to tell everyone a little bit about your channel and what you've got coming up and what you've been doing recently, because I know you've been doing some interviews in person.
Yeah, I was really lucky to interview Chandler Riggs, obviously from The Walking Dead, which was amazing. And then Lincoln Lewis, who's like an Aussie actor, that was pretty cool too. But I've got an interview I had an interview, it's coming out soon though, with Josh Orpin, who plays Superboy in Titans. So I don't know if any of you guys watch Titans, but yeah, he's Superboy in that, which is really cool. So I've got a few interviews coming up, and then I'm collabing with Jacob on Falling for Christmas, so maybe a few like Christmas reviews. And
that's awesome.
I think that's about it until next year.
Awesome. Yeah, I've recently watched Falling for Christmas as well. Yeah, it was an all right movie.
What you expect, right?
Right. It's nice to see Lindsay Lohan back. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Jamie's link is down below in the description box. Please go subscribe to Jamie. The interview with Chandler Riggs is awesome as well. So congrats on back in that interview. That was awesome.
Thank you.
And then I also want to just hand over to Jason. So Jason, do you want to tell everyone about the channel and what you've got coming up?
Jason the Millennial. I talk about movies and music. I do like kind of mini reviews at the end of the week I don't really go out to the theater as much. I do more streaming movies. And also I do a lot of rankings of different music stuff like albums, songs, and also movie rankings I like to do, and a lot of live streams and collaborations. I got collaborations coming on with Mike and Norin, who I think is coming on here. Next Tuesday, we're doing a top 10 professional wrestler ranking on my channel.
I should have been on that one.
What?
I should have been on that one.
Oh,
yeah, that was a huge wrestling fan.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Sorry.
Hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry.
I was trying
on the 8th, I've got the watch along party with Jacob and Adam for It's a Wonderful Life. It's gonna be on Jacob's channel anyway, so I'll be on that live stream coming up, and other ones coming up, but those are two big ones. Anyways, and I just want to say, like, I came across Z Talks because I met Adam from What the Gym. He introduced me to Elliot, which I'm a big fan of his channel, and both Adam and Elliot were on Z Talks, and so I watched Z Talks because I wanted to watch. I was a big fan of Adam and Elliot, so I wanted to watch those two guys. And then I never knew I'd meet Mike. I just thought, wow, here's this kind of cool guy. He's got tattoos. He's got the cool hair. Like, I didn't think I'd ever be on Z Talks. That was never something I thought I would do. And I met so many great people on Z Talks, and I'm just so blessed by getting to meet everybody here and everybody that was on, everybody that's coming on. I mean, it's been a great year for me because of Z Talks.
Oh,
Nice.
beautiful, Jace.
Good stuff, man.
Welcome anytime. I mean, I have got streams coming up in the future. It's not going to be weekly streams, but it's going to be streams about different topics. So certainly going to be getting you on. But yeah, man, no, pleasure having you. It's been great meeting you, and like obviously, you know, form friend group with Elliot, Ryan, Rashad, Jamie as well, which has been awesome. And yeah, go subscribe to Joeson. The link's also in the description box. He's nearly at 150 subscribers, so yeah, let's get him to 150.
I feel like that was the setup, Jace, for like your tattoo reveal, you know?
Yeah.
You were building up, you're building up.
Here's my tattoo, Z Talks. Yeah.
Yeah. Our DMs are really coming to life now.
And then
We've still got the finger trick.
Oh, that's up to you, Elliot. That's on you.
Elliot's thing.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Elliot, yeah, do you want to just plug your channel and what you've got coming up?
Yeah, so my channel is IMO Reviews. If you're on any of the Facebook groups that me and Mike post to, you've probably seen me posting on there quite constantly as well. I discuss movies, TV shows, games. As we get towards the end of the year, it's getting a little bit more relaxed. It's more about games and stuff. There is a Christmas Hot Takes coming up. It was supposed to be out this weekend, but I've run out of time, so it's probably going to be next weekend that we get that one done. There'll be the best 10 movies of the year, the worst 10 movies of the year. I'm actually very close to having reviewed 100 movies this year. So if I can squeeze a few last releases in and get it to 100, that would be pretty good. So that's the game plan anyway.
Nice.
Congrats, man. That's awesome. And looking forward to your hot takes video as well. I know I'll give a contribution in that, which I think people's going to hate me for. But yeah,
I'll make sure the water's hot this time. They're a bit warmer anyway.
Please do. So yeah, Ellie's channel's down below in the description box. So is Joeson, so is Jamie. So yeah, just want to thank you guys for hopping on. And yeah, stay where you guys are, because Rashad and Ryan is going to continue on to the second hour as well. So yeah, thanks for joining me, guys.
Thanks for having us on the last show. Appreciate it.
You guys.
Right. And then, yeah, so we've got some guests waiting in the rings to join us for till we finish now. So thank you everyone who's watching live after fact. So on Thursday here, we've got Harry, who's making a second appearance on Z Talk. So hey,
Come
man.
on, Harry.
Hey,
All right,
how's it
good,
going,
fam?
guys?
All
Thanks
right,
for having
what's
me,
up?
man.
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, nice to meet you, Rashad. We haven't been on one yet, but good to
Yeah,
meet
it
you,
was
man. I heard
good,
a lot
fam.
about you.
Yeah. Hope good stuff, not
All
you know,
good stuff, man.
yeah, but more than I fall asleep on movies. Now that's the main thing you probably hear. Rashad sleeps on everything.
I'll be honest, that's what I heard.
Oh shit.
Legend on the stream is Rashad. So
Yeah.
Damn.
it's going to be good. And then also waiting in the rings, we've got Norin Rad. So hey, Norin.
Going on.
Hey, what's
my
up,
man.
guys? How's it going?
What's up, man?
Hey, man, making a third
Good.
appearance at Z Talks. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for having me for the special Z Talks. You know, great to be with you all again, and like all these amazing people that have been on for the last few hours and all this stuff. It's been awesome.
Yeah, pleasure, man. Thanks for joining. And then last but not least, for a fourth appearance on Z Talks, we've got Pete from PlayTendo. So, hey, Pete.
Hey, everyone.
What's up, Pete?
Hey.
Hey, Pete.
What's up?
Hey, thanks for inviting me on, Mike. Really looking forward to it.
Welcome. Yeah, thanks for joining, man. And Pete, I think it's the first time. Have you been on the stream with any of these guys before?
I think I've only just been on with Ryan. I think that's it. But hey, everybody. Nice to meet you all.
It was good.
Good to meet you, man.
Pleasure meeting you. Yeah. And so thanks, guys, for joining us. So anyone who's watching live right now after the fact, so these are my final guests for Z Talks. I don't know how long we're going to go for, guys, because we've got a lot of comments to catch up on. But yeah, I'm ready to dive in comments if you guys are.
All right, let's do the damn thing.
Let's go.
All right, so we've got Tim. He's asking, it wouldn't be a me question without asking about anime. What's everyone's favorite anime film and show? Ooh, okay.
Great question.
Yeah. Rashad, do you have an answer there?
Well, because see, I don't watch a lot of the new anime stuff, so my anime kind of stops like in the 90s. So like I watched stuff like Ghost in the Shell and Akira and stuff like that. But of the few anime movies that I did see, I gotta say Ninja Scroll is probably my favorite one. So I say toss up between Ninja Scroll and Fist of the North Star, which is like 80s anime. But yeah, I'm edging more towards Ninja Scroll. Yeah, very graphic, bloody, Mortal Kombat on steroids. You know what I'm saying? You know, this should have been called Ninja Scroll Does Not Give a Fuck, because that movie just did not care.
That's awesome. I've never heard of that one. So that's
Ninja
awesome.
Scroll, y'all, man, it's out
Ooh,
there.
I got that one over here somewhere.
Yeah, I would say for me personally, very quickly, I would say favorite film is Your Name and favorite show is Death Note for me. Norin, do you have one?
Movie, Rashad mentioned it. Ghost in the Shell is actually my favorite movie because that's kind of like the era of anime movies that I lean towards too as well. But for a television show, it's probably going to be Bleach. I love the story of Ichigo and Bleach and like all that stuff. The Soul Reapers. That's a really popular show, like in my household.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good choice. Pete, I know you like anime.
Yeah, I like anime. I've seen a few. I've seen the few. I don't know whether you'd class Pokemon as an anime, but I'd say that one. Other TV shows I can think of is Cowboy Bebop. I really love that show. I think that's a great one. And Perfect Blue for the film.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, that's a really good dark sort of thriller. That one is. That came out in the 90s, I think. Really dark stuff. But it's one of the best ones I've seen.
Right, I've written that down in Ninja Scroll. Like
There's one that I keep hearing about. I don't know if it's a show or a movie, but it's called Attack on Titan. I keep hearing about that one.
It's a TV show, and I think they've done a couple of movies. They've even done a live action movie or two, I think.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of great things about that one.
It's a good show. It's worth checking out.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty good from what I've seen. Harry, what about yourself?
I'm with you, Mike. My favorite anime movie is definitely Your Name. I haven't seen anything beat that. That was amazing.
Same.
And then in terms of show, Dragon Ball Z for me. I know the show has issues and everything, but that for me, it's the best anime show ever. I've watched it so many times. So
I feel like the biggest asshole in the world because I'm like probably the only person on this planet that's never seen Dragon Ball Z.
You're lucky, man, 'cause you can experience it for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And well, to be honest, I've only seen like 2 Dragon Ball movies, like 2 of the most recent ones, and that's all I've ever seen.
Really? I mean, I know the characters and I know some of the lore, but I've never actually like sat down and like watched like any movies or any episodes or anything. So that might need to be something I do on the channel soon, even though I was probably not going to get no views because you know, for some reason when I cover stuff like anime or Star Wars or Marvel, nobody gives a shit. Like people only watch me when I rant, you know. I'm like I'm more than a ranter. I do more than rant and sleep. Okay, I have feelings, man.
Yeah, I think it's one of those shots. So when it comes to Marvel, I would say like everyone's covering Marvel.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's like doing that. So people probably tend to go to like Chris Stuckman or someone like to watch a Marvel review, you know.
Right. It just perplexes me. Like I'll do like a whole in-depth like review or like on a Marvel show or something, and then it'll probably get like 10 views. But then I'll make a random video eating some damn potato chips and like 20,000 people watch it.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that about? You telling me chewing a potato chip is more important than what I think about She-Hulk? Damn. YouTube's a weird game.
Those food videos you do though are great, by the way. So I can see why.
Thank you.
Ryan, do you like anime, and do you have a favorite film or show?
I don't really watch anime, to be honest with you. I don't know if you count like Nickelodeon, like the old Nickelodeon shows, like Hey Arnold and like Rocko's Modern Life. Do you count that or not really?
I guess you can go like animation show. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, like I watch a lot of like old stuff like that. I don't really watch a lot of TV shows, to be honest. I just don't have the time. Like between like reviewing movies and doing YouTube, like it takes like a lot for me to sit down and watch a TV show.
Yeah, I get you. And then he spends his rest of his time trying to debate whether he's going to buy Thor: Love and Thunder on Steel book or not.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, one day you will buy that Steel book.
No, I've already told the wife no.
So to Pete, Norin, and Harry. So before we were talking about that, they've apparently just dropped the new Indiana Jones trailer. I don't know. Have any of you guys seen it?
I did check it out. Yeah.
And what do you think, Pete?
It looks all right. It looks like a very CGI heavy. I don't know. It's still 6 months away. I'm looking forward to it. But for me, that trilogy is just perfect, and I don't think nothing else could top that.
Thank you. It's a trilogy. It stopped at Last Crusade.
It did. They went off into the sunset, and that's where it ended for me.
Thank you. Jeez.
Yeah, it's got a lot of CGI in the trailer. That's pretty bad sign by the sounds of it, but yeah, we'll see. Because we've got like what new saying after watching the new Indiana Jones trailer, I feel like I should watch Indiana Jones movie because I haven't watched any of them.
I haven't either, so I'm right there with you, man.
Info treat.
Wow.
There's only 3 of them.
Right. We've got Tim saying, I know Valentine's Day isn't for a while, but I have to ask, what's everyone's favorite romance film? For me, it has to be Her, Your Name, Eternal Sunshine, or Lost in Translation.
Romance.
Yeah, I would say Your Name as well. I think that's a great romance movie. I wouldn't say it's my favorite because I class it just an anime film, but yeah, has everyone got like a favorite romance movie?
Favorites are hard, man. They change too often for me. Like it depends on what I watched recently. It's like, oh, that's my favorite, and then I forget the 3 other favorites I had. So for me right now, it's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I love Jim Carrey's performance in that, and Kate Winslet. Both of them just had a really weird chemistry. It's just an odd movie if you've seen it. It's definitely. I definitely love it because they're so imperfect. It's just a totally different movie. I just really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a good shout because I know Eternal Sunshine, we were just talking about that earlier with Jim Carrey, and Rashad was saying he's going through like a serious phase and then he kind of went back to his kind of comedy and stuff.
You guys see what works, man. I mean, there's no crime to venture out, but I mean, if your bread and butter is making funny faces and doing physical comedy, then that's what you gotta do.
I heard he was going through like a breakup or something, and he was all depressed, and the director was like, "Stay like that. That's the tone I want for this movie. Stay depressed."
I read that. That's such a dick thing to say. Like, come on, man. It was somebody doing like, "Oh, you're an alcoholic, right? Drink some more. Have about another bottle of scotch." Okay, action. That's terrible.
Wow. Well, do any of you guys have a favorite romance movie? I can't think off the top of my head, being honest.
I think of 500 Days of Summer. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I remember liking that movie.
I gotta say, it's an old movie though, but Officer and the Gentleman. Richard Gere, Lou Gossett Jr. Yeah. I mean, it's not like a typical, I guess, romance movie, but technically it is. Because there's like a love story in it, because the whole thing is him with Richard Gere's character. He's a loner, doesn't trust anybody. His mom committed suicide. He was raised by his father, who introduced him to prostitutes at like the age of 12. So he just knew nothing about love or how to be loved, and then he meets this chick when he's in boot camp, and first he kind of brushes her off like just another person to lay with, but then his heart opens up, and then he realizes that life is more than just himself. It's now another person, and probably has the best ending in like any movie where he walks. Well, have y'all seen it?
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna shut up.
I've seen it.
Probably has the best ending. Yeah, probably has the best ending you'll ever see in a movie. Where even as a guy, you'd be like, "That was beautiful." That was beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Rashad. I'm glad he didn't spoil that one as well. It came close.
It came close, but nah.
Norin or Ryan, do you guys have a favorite romance one?
For me, I can name like one bigger movie and one smaller movie. One smaller movie I mentioned it on the channel before, but Like Crazy, I really like that one. With Felicity Jones and what is it, Antoine Yelovich? I forget how you pronounce his name. That's like a smaller romance movie, and then like a more bigger one. I may get shafted for saying this, but I really like The Notebook, to be honest with you.
Okay, listen.
It's a good movie.
I mean, like I just think it's a sweet movie. I just think like his wife has Alzheimer's, and like he wants her to remember him, and Alzheimer's is around in my family too, so like I can connect with it. Like I my grandmother, she has it and stuff. So like it's a movie that like I can really like connect with, like memories and stuff like that. So I would say The Notebook for sure.
Yeah, awesome. And I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Listen, I mean, I know it's not macho to say, yeah, I like The Notebook. You can't go around your boys and be like, man, y'all seen The Notebook? Man, that's that shit. But hey, it's a good movie, man.
It's great, man.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Norin, do you have one?
I would say it's probably not like a normal, typical romance movie either, but Scott Pilgrim versus the World, just because I'm really fond of that kind of story between Ramona Flowers and Michael Cera's character, Scott Pilgrim. Like, it's great. Plus all the the stuff that goes on. It's like a video game, but it's not your kind of typical romance one. If I was to go more in that route, I would probably say Anything with John Cusack. That's it's an older movie. I want to say like late 80s. Yeah, and he has like the boombox. He's holding it up outside the window and stuff.
Oh yeah,
that was a good one. That's a good one.
Well, Rashad's old school 80s movie, so I can tell you've probably seen that one as well.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, John Cusack was the thing back in the day. He did so many good films for like a good stretch, and even into the 90s, into the early 2000s, John Cusack was doing a bunch of
High Fidelity's pretty good. I enjoyed that one.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
High Fidelity.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Has Jack Black in it too.
Yeah. He runs the
I've
record
always
shop.
known of it, but I've never seen it.
No, I've never seen that one either. No, well, thank you for the question, Tim. Yeah, some great answers from the guys. We've got Jacob saying Rashad's thoughts in Justice League was me with Suicide Squad 2016. Originally loved the movie and then hates it.
Yeah. I was very embarrassed by my Justice League review. I think I might still delete it.
Don't blame you. I got Joe saying thanks so much for having me on, Mike. The hour flew by. You've helped build a great YouTube community. We should be proud. Well, thanks, Joe. Yeah, I've got to thank these guys on the stream with me right now, who's had me on their channels, or we've collaborated with one another and stuff. Rashad was one of the first people I collabed with on YouTube. Rashad in the ring, classes in session.
Yeah, listen, I mean, just to see how much your channel has grown and how much your community has grown and just how much more comfortable you are on the mic and on the camera, man, it's like, watch my little brother come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, you're doing your damn thing out here, man. So, yeah, I'm definitely proud of you, man. Proud of Z Talks. Hopefully it doesn't go away forever, because, this is something special right here.
Yeah. No, thanks, man. Yeah, Z Talks will be come back in the future. But in the meantime, I'm going to be doing, like, live streams, and you guys are going to be on them. Again, I've got, like, a dedicated A24 live stream coming up.
Oh boy!
Oh yeah!
The first one on.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I think I've started Norin on that one because I'm Mr. A24 as well, so it's gonna be interesting. But
that's right. I almost forgot. Yeah, we had opposite. We had opposite takes on. It wasn't not X. Pearl, but X. Yeah.
X. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I remember now.
It'll be interesting. I've got a lot coming up, so just keep an eye out. We've got Blacktastic saying, shout out to my brother from another mother, Rashad G.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Blacktastic,
Yes, sir.
doing well. The 70s and 80s expert says, have you seen Legend of Billie Jean?
Mm-hmm.
Never seen it.
None of y'all seen that? I can't be.
I've heard of it. It's got a soundtrack, hasn't it? Quite a good 80s soundtrack, but I've never seen it. It's got Christian Slater in, hasn't it?
Yeah, a young Christian Slater and Helen. I think her name is Helen Slater. She was a Supergirl.
Supergirl,
She played the lead. Yeah, and the voice of what's the Simpsons? The little girl.
Lisa
Simpson. Yeah, the girl that does her voice. She's in there too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm the only one that's seen it. I feel like such an old head. Yeah, that was a popular movie back in 1985.
Yeah, I've never seen it. But we've got Solo's Trenchcoat saying Legend of Billie Jean is a classic.
It is.
Great, Rashad. Yeah. Jacob was saying about where you could go for a day with like a movie universe or TV. He said, I'm a Star Wars guy. I'd love to go to Hogwarts for a day. Rashad, would you love to go to Hogwarts?
Listen, I'm not riding no broomstick and getting chased by dragons and shit. Nah, I'd rather chill in the Millennium Falcon, dodging asteroids, than to get chased by a dragon. Straight up.
That's fair. We've got 70s, 80s experts in. A new Andy Jones trailer was surprisingly good. And Jacob's added the Deej and Harrison Ford in the prologue. The effect is in the trailer and it looks great. Can't wait to see it in the final film. Okay. Harrison looks too old mind.
Listen, Harrison Ford's gonna hit somebody and be like, I'm sorry, I used to be a lot stronger. No, just stop. 3 movies.
Right.
I'm gonna keep saying that.
Well, these are unofficial sequels, not official sequels.
There you go.
Well, we've got an interesting comment here. Solar's Trenchcoat says Christopher Lloyd was still kicking ass and nobody in that work, being Indiana Jones is physically demanding. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd, nobody was great.
Though, man.
Oh, he was a badass in that. He was brilliant.
Right.
Yeah, that's Christopher Lloyd though. Harrison Ford. That guy kicked ass for years, man. So it's hard seeing him like that. Like he's almost in Depends. You know what I'm saying? He's not knocking nobody out.
Yeah.
I don't think he cares anymore. I just get the feeling like he's done with these franchises.
Yeah.
I don't know. Star Wars and all this.
And because he wanted to get killed off. What was it? Return of the Jedi. I think he wanted to get killed off, and he finally got his wish in Force Awakens. Which I know for him it was like, I'm finally done. But that kind of shits on the fans because we love Han Solo. So I was one of those people. I got mad when Kylo Ren killed him. Spoilers if you haven't seen Force Awakens. But I hated that scene. Like I hated that. Like, dude, why would you kill Han Solo like that?
Dude, I hated that movie.
Yeah.
I hated the one afterwards even more.
Yeah, me too.
No comment.
For me, in that new Star Wars trilogy, Rise of Skywalker is the worst one for me, hands down.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, Last Jedi was different, but it was good. It's just a little different. It could probably be like a standalone movie. Force Awakens, I thought was dope at the time when it came out because it was, reintroduction back into the Star Wars universe. It was a remake of New Hope.
Yeah.
So for nostalgic reasons, I loved Force Awakens, but I'm not crazy about it now. But at the time, I was like, yeah, this is the best thing ever. But yeah, when they killed Han Solo, that shit took me out of it.
I don't know. My problem, that I have with the sequel trilogy is they don't make me want to watch the next one. Like when I watch Force Awakens, it's not like, I want to watch Last Jedi right now, or I watch Last Jedi and I want to watch Rise of Skywalker right after. It doesn't feel like that at all. And when I watch even the prequel trilogy, when I watch Phantom Menace, I want to watch Attack of the Clones and I want to get all the way to Revenge of the Sith. Like it just makes me want to keep going. And these ones feel like 3 completely separate movies and ideas kind of thing.
Yeah, not a cohesive narrative through the whole thing. That's what I would say. Well, we've got an interesting comment here about the Indiana Jones trailer. 70s and 80s expert says, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, I hope she doesn't take over, create original female lead and don't gender swap. Okay, that would have people talking, I guess. And then they also add you can actually see Short Round in the trailer.
Nah, the Short Round's back.
Whoa, I didn't see that. Oh, I'll have to check that out again. Oh, that'll be good.
Because he was recently, wasn't he in Everything Everywhere All at Once, that actor, right? Yeah, so I think he's trying to make it back in the game now.
And he was seen with Harrison Ford like a few weeks ago. There was like a photo shoot of them together, and that's like there was a tease whether he would be in it. So, well, it seems like he is. It's cool.
70s and 80s expert asks favorite Beatles song.
I don't have one. I don't really listen to them, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't listen to them either.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Pete, Norin, Harry, you guys got a favorite Beatles song?
8 Days a Week. That's a pretty good one. I don't mind that one.
Okay, cool.
I can't remember if it was like Imagine was a Beatles song or just Paul McCartney like solo.
John Lennon.
John Lennon. It was solo, right? Was that a solo song?
Solo song, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the one I remember the most, just because they used that as our graduating like theme song when we graduated high school. That was like the theme song they chose for us.
Oh wow!
It was that was our song. I don't know why.
Well, you remember? So
yeah.
Harry, do you have one?
I have one in my head and I could sing it to you, but I'm not going to do that. I don't remember the name.
Oh, come on, let's hear it, man.
No,
Come on. Encore. Come on.
Yeah.
The last Z Talks go out with a bang. Come on.
Let's go.
Get some liquid courage, man. Let that shit out.
I'll probably get the words wrong. It'll just be bad.
No, cool. Well, thanks for the question. I've got Solar's Trench Coat saying, I recommend Nosferatu, The Kid, the original Phantom of the Opera, and Cameron of Dr. Caligari for silent films. Yeah, we're talking about silent films before, and 70s experts saying silent films in Dolby Atmos. Yes, please.
Wait, Nosferatu was a silent film? Oh shit, it was.
The very first one, yeah.
Ah, okay. I haven't seen that in so long. I forgot it was a silent film. Okay. Damn.
We've got Brian saying, I've got to go now. I've got to get ready for work. Take care, everyone. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, Brian.
Please.
Appreciate it.
And 70s expert says, hot take, Ghostbusters Afterlife is overrated.
That's not a hot take. A hot take is Anthony A. Perez. Yes, I'm calling you out, motherfucker, if you're watching. Anthony A. Perez said that Afterlife was better than the original Ghostbusters.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh man, it was such a good film up until like for me the last 10 minutes. Like I really didn't need the last 10 minutes what they tried to do with it, but it was so good up until that point for me.
It's my Afterlife, right?
Yeah.
Actually the last 10 minutes was the best for me because I mean prior to that the movie was okay. Took a lot of things from the original. That's why me and Perez almost got into a fight because of him saying that. But to me, the last 10 minutes worked because when Harold Ramis showed up, like I was a big water bag. Yeah, I was. My daughter came with me, and when I saw Egon and the whole crew together for the first time, I was crying. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bitch in that theater. I was.
Yeah, Rashad, I can kind of say, like, I agree. I got really emotional at the last 10 minutes, but I can see why some people wouldn't like it, though, because it is kind of copy and paste.
Right.
But I can get it.
I'm with you, too, yeah. Before that, it felt like a long episode of Stranger Things for me. I don't know why, but I know Mike was in it from there, but it actually felt like it, too. So, but yeah, the last 10 minutes were the best.
Yeah, it's interesting. Say at least, but yeah, thanks for the comment. Jason says, do you remember the first Z Talks you were on?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, Rashad was on the first ever episode.
Yeah, man, I'm an OG.
Do you guys remember your first ever Z Talks?
Yeah, I remember the first time you invited me on, and I was like, I've never done a stream at all.
It was your first ever live stream, right?
The first ever live stream, and yeah, I mean, it's gotten me into streams because I do my own like weekly thing now. So I just didn't realize, I guess, how much streams are important in the YouTube world, really. So when you started doing them, and I'm still learning the YouTube game at that point, I think I was about a year into my channel, I believe, around there roughly, and I hadn't done a live stream or anything, and you putting me on like kind of like got me into like watching them more. So I'm glad that you invited me on because it opened my eyes to like different YouTubers and stuff like that. So I thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like you do like a weekly stream now as well. So it's awesome to see. And I think Norin, were you on Z Talks? Was that your first ever live stream as well?
Yeah, that was also my first time ever being asked to on a live stream or being the guest on someone's channel. I believe it was you, me, Cinema Axeman, and I think Joeson was we were the lineup that time.
Yeah, and I know since you've done a couple of live streams and stuff as well.
Yeah. And then I tagged on Ryan asked me to guest star on his, and then soon we'll be doing the top 10 wrestlers on Joeson, so I'm excited for that. I've been taking notes and writing my stats down for my favorite 10. It's been hard though, because I went through like 4 iterations of the list already, and I'm like, which one am I comfortable with?
Nice. And yeah, Harry, I know you did Ryan's stream first, and you came on to Z Talks, right?
Yeah. I think you were commenting in Ryan's, and then we were talking about something, and then you invited me on yours. So that was my first one was on your stream, Ryan. That's the first time I ever live streamed, and then I was on with you, Mike, after that. So, and then I had you on one of mine too. But it was great. It was like it was surreal because I had just started my channel like I think a month and a half before or something. So it was like, whoa, this is crazy. This is awesome. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, awesome. And then ever since you've done streams as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
And I think the king of streams is Pete. It goes every week. They went 6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours. Last night was 5 hours. I was knackered afterwards.
Wow. How do you do it, man? Red Bull, Monster, like Zoa?
No, I just drink water. That's all I drink. All the occasional coffee.
Nice.
Yeah, 1 a.m. in the morning, and the stream finishes, and I'm just like, yeah, that was 6 hours, and it just flies by.
Wow.
Listen, I'm at almost 2 hours, and my left butt cheek is like fell asleep, so.
I can hardly feel my ass after the stream with 6 hours. I can hardly talk.
Well, if any of you guys you need to go at any time, feel free as well. You don't have to stay the full time, but yeah, just give you a heads up. But I'm here for
the long haul, man. I mean, I'm all right. Look, I played football for 6 years, so I can take my butt cheek falling asleep. That ain't nothing. I don't know what football and live streams have to do with each other, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is I can endure a lot of stuff.
Sweet, man. Yeah, well, we've got quite a few comments to get through, so it might be a while.
That's
okay.
Jacob saying, along with your name, my other favorite anime movies are Spirited Away and Castle in Die.
That was great.
Very good.
Cool. Nice. Are they both Studio Ghibli movies?
Yeah.
Studio Giblets. Ghiblis, yeah.
Get you. And I've heard of Spirited Away. I've got Solar Trench Gold saying my favorite is Spirited Away film and Dead Man Wonderland, the show. Yeah,
another good one is Princess Mononoke. That's a really good film.
Oh, I've seen that. I did see that one. Yeah, that's like early 2000s, right?
Yeah, early 2000 time.
Yeah, I remember that. So I was working at Blockbuster at the time when that came out.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I just showed my age, didn't I? You worked at Blockbuster?
What's a Blockbuster? What's a Blockbuster? I only know Netflix.
Listen, I recently found my old card. This is my card from like back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Had to put my mom's name on there because I couldn't get one. But yeah, old Blockbuster card. Show them the card. Beep. You have $5 worth of late fees. That's the only thing I don't miss about Blockbuster is the late fees, man. Other than that, I miss the Blockbuster era. There's nothing like going to a video store on a Friday night, looking for your favorite films, get some Act 2 popcorn, your favorite soda, Snicker bar, Butterfinger, whatever. Just go home and just chill,
Yeah.
I miss
nothing
it.
like that.
Yeah, man. I remember that as well. So I remember when I was like a kid, and it wasn't Blockbuster, but it was like kind of like corner shops doing the same thing, like rentals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember like Friday night, my man would take me and be like, "Right, kids, what movie are we picking this week?" kind of thing.
Right.
Taking the DVD, the video, then return it like the next day and stuff like that. So yeah, good times.
Yeah,
even for dates and stuff.
Around.
Yeah.
What's that?
Even for like dates and stuff. You guys like my current fiance, that was our big thing, was like Friday night, Blockbuster night or family video, go rent a movie. It's like it was something to do, it was fun. You pick up a pizza on your way. I miss that, man.
The only downside about the date thing is that, because most times, like your significant other, she want to get it like a chick flick, so while you're renting Blade, you know what I'm saying? She wants to see the Notebook, no diss, but she wants to get the Notebook. And you're like, I'm watching that shit, man, and you always had to watch her movie first,
Yeah, you got the compromise movie for that night, and then the one you're gonna watch a few days later. Or
Right.
Well, before going to the next comment, I actually want to hear, Rashad, do you have any stories you could tell us from Blockbuster days?
Oh shit, yeah. Like the one story that comes to mind is that we had a customer come in and he had late fees that added up to like almost $100. Right. So my coworker that helped him, he says, yes, sir, you have some late fees here that you got to pay. He's like, no, I don't have any late fees. He's like, well, sir, I don't want to tell you, but I can show you. You have it. And I looked at it, it was like $100. He's like, no, that's wrong. You're gonna take that off right now. And so he's like, I can't take it off. You got to pay. Like, can you at least pay something? Maybe because back then, like, even if you had a big late fee, we'll let you pay like a portion of it just so you can, He's like, no, I'm not paying any of it. You were going to take that off right now, and kind of got in his face. So now my coworkers are looking at me. I'm putting movies away, right? But I'm the biggest guy there. So they're looking at me like, Rashad, we might need you in a second. So I'm like, really? So I'm like, we're doing telepathy. I'm like, okay, well, I might have to come over there. But I stopped in my tracks when he says, listen, I'm an off-duty cop, okay? I've been a cop for 20-something years, okay? And you're going to take that off right now. I'm a sergeant. You're going to take that off right now. And when I heard sergeant, I said... and I went back. So, I didn't hear anything, right? So it was a bad situation because the manager had to come there. He got in the manager's face, and I forgot how it was resolved because by that point, I kind of snuck my way out to the back door like I was taking out trash. And when I came back in, everybody was all like, no, I can't believe that happened. Oh my God, like it was just a late fee. It wasn't that serious. And they looked at me like, Rashad, where was you at? I said, oh, well, I had to take the trash out, man. It was starting to stink back there, so I didn't want to, So yeah, that's the first story. Yeah, so people used to get pissed off about late fees and shit, But yeah, there's a lot of stories. I can almost do a whole series about that shit. The stories that I've seen and experienced at Blockbuster, some of them I was involved in. Yeah. Yes, statute of limitations. I was mad that I didn't get a pay raise like I wanted, so I might have took a couple of things that didn't belong to me because I was mad about not getting that raise I wanted. A couple of previously viewed tapes and DVDs that I took home and never brought back.
Yeah. And now it's not around because of you, Rashad. Thanks, man.
No, don't put that on me, man. No, I guess I contributed to it a little bit.
Right. Well, we'll go through more comments and then we'll come back with Rashad with another Blockbuster story. I want to hear more.
Jesus.
Let's have a look. I know Jacob says now the Guardians 3 trailer has dropped.
Wow.
Previous two, Volume 3 looks incredible.
Wow.
Shit, all happens on Z Talk's final episode tonight.
What?
Dang.
Have any of you seen the Guardians the Christmas holiday special?
Yeah.
Disney Plus? I thought it was cute. That was a cute little special.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was very festive. Kevin Bacon being there. Oh, that's good.
How can you not love Kevin Bacon? He's a national treasure, man.
Right.
he just promotes mobile phones to us. That's all we know in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he'd be on like space and he'd be like, I look at this phone signal I can get in space.
He's been doing it for like 10 years. I can remember there was one way he had a load of kids with him in the car and they went in a safari or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen the Christmas special of Rashad. It's sweet kind of special. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the biggest surprise was Groot. I said, what the fuck happened to Groot? Like he went from being this skinny pipsqueak, now he's like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, he changed a lot.
Yeah, big change. I'm not saying anything for the guys who haven't seen it, but yeah, I definitely.
Oh, wait a minute. So some of y'all ain't seen it?
I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't see it
I'm
yet.
gonna shut up. I'm sorry, y'all. Damn. Rashad,
Rashad,
you just shut the fuck up. All right.
So good. I've got Danny from This Is My Life. So hey, Danny, hope you're well. He says, "Hey, hope you're keeping okay. Don't agree with them making a new Indiana Jones."
There it is.
We've got Jacob saying, am I the only person who thought the Kingdom of Crystal Skull was all right? Heavily flawed, but it's not an abomination that people claim. Well, we know Rashad's stance in this.
It's always got to be either Jacob or Perez. It's always one of them. Where I'd be like, man, that was just the most absolute shit. Well, it wasn't that bad. So what I liked about it was, I'm like, no, it was awful. I disagree. No, I did like them. I'm like, shut up. It was bad. Jeez.
Norin, what's your thoughts on Indiana Jones?
Oh, I'm not even that big a fan of Indiana Jones. I'd probably say that's like one of those franchises I think is like highly overrated. Like it's okay, but I'm not that into it. Like, so when I saw Crystal Skull, like I didn't hate it, but I think the last time I watched it is when it first came out. That was probably the last time I watched it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
But I don't return to them that often. That's like, I'm more Star Wars or, Alien and all that kind of stuff. Indiana Jones is one that I'm like, like I can do without it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair, yeah. I just know you've been a bit silent, so I was like, I want to know what his Indiana Jones thoughts were. Then we've got a question from Jason. He says, do you have a favourite moment on Z Talks? I remember being on there with Norin and Rashad, and they had different takes on X that made me laugh so hard.
I don't know.
Conversation.
I was going to say Jason's take on trying to convince us that the new Pinocchio is better than the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh.
Jason went hard.
Yeah,
Wow.
he really thought that.
Yeah, that was funny.
Wow.
Yeah, Jason was not taking no for an answer.
Wait, you said the new Pinocchio was better than the OG?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I know. Hot take, right?
And I think the question was unrelated, and Jason came in, okay, I have to have this moment to just tell you guys how much better Pinocchio is.
Shit.
Yeah, it was a good moment. Yeah, I love the passion he had for that segment, though.
Yeah.
Came right out of it, yeah. I don't know, do you guys have a favourite moment? I've got quite a few, but I don't know.
It's gotta be the X conversation because just listening back when I'm like, damn, we have two different, like we both kind of said the same thing but just different, my shit was more like technically simple, like it's an old lady that's trying to get laid and she's gonna kill you if you don't screw her, and Norin was just like, he went to the whole artsy thing about it, which was pretty much saying what I was saying but just in a more sophisticated way. So sophistication is not one of my strong suits, as you can see.
Yeah,
that was a good moment, though. That was definitely a great moment.
That was dope.
I remember that conversation. Yeah. I think one of my favorite moments, like one of the highlights, I've got loads, but one of the highlights was when me, Pete, and Ryan and Josh were talking about silent movies for like an hour.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
The Asylum ones, that was highlight.
And I just remember like when Black Adam was coming out.
It was the Blacksmith one, wasn't it?
Yeah, Blacksmith.
Yes.
Blacksmith. Oh god, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, so it's been a blast. We've got D Movie Man says finally home. So glad you got home. He says, can you recall a time when you watched a film and there was a specific scene or moment you had saying, hell no, it's all down from here, hill from here. For me, most recently, Blonde, I would say. I got into it and I was like, why is she having like a freeway in a cinema right now? What's this all about?
Wait, what? I still haven't seen that. That she has a what in the cinema? Whoa!
It's just
I've heard
porn.
it's quite.
Yeah.
What? Whoa!
Don't waste your time, guys. If you've not seen Blonde, don't waste your time. 3 hours you're never getting back. So that's my moment. What about you guys?
I had one recently. Sorry, Mike, because I know you mentioned this earlier, but I watched Death Note, and there was a point, and I don't want to spoil it in case you guys haven't seen it, but there's a point in the story where a character dies, and it was like, yep, I'm not gonna like it anymore, and I was right. It just went downhill for me.
Talking about as well.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
But for me, that was the highlight. But I'm not rooting for you guys because I definitely recommend it if you've not seen it. But I can get where you come from, Harry. My partner was the same. She was like, "Nah, definitely not." Nah.
Yeah. It was polarizing.
Yeah. Rashad, what about you? I mean, I think Rashad was when we went to see Pearl, and Mia Goth's humping the scarecrow. I think.
Well, I wouldn't say it was downhill from there, but I mean, because like I said, that for some reason that scene did kind of turn me on a little bit in a crazy way. But no, actually, no, Pearl. I really did enjoy Pearl. So I wouldn't say that. For me, my hell nah moment is downhill from here was Barbarian. And I guess I'm in the minority because a lot of people like that movie, but for me, for those that haven't watched it, there's a point in the movie where it builds up to become something, and I'm on the ride. I'm like, okay, I want to see where this goes, and then when I see where it's going, I'm like, this is stupid. I even said it. I said it out loud in the theater. I said, this is stupid. And a part of that came from, I guess the only thing I can say is a hairy nipple. Okay. At that moment, I said, what the fuck am I? I said, this is stupid. I'm like, is anybody else watching this shit? Yeah, a hairy ass 4K nipple in Dolby in my face. And people are saying, man, Barbarian, this movie was just no. So yeah, for me it was Barbarian. I hated that movie. I absolutely hated it.
Fucking nipple.
Yeah, and Mike, you know how I like to sit up close to the screen, right? So yeah, I'm already kind of close to the screen, so it was like almost poking me in the head. It's terrible.
Well, to add on to that scene that you were talking about, they cut the scene from the movie, and it's supposed to be an extended scene where she actually, I think they kill like a rat or something, and she tries to bird feed them. Like from her mouth.
See?
Yeah, they cut that from it. It was supposed to get more gruesome.
Yeah, nah. I didn't like the movie started out very promising. Like the way it started, like it was very I was on edge. I was on my edge of my seat, like, damn, this is okay. I like the tension, I like the way this is building up. And then when it went that route, I said, this is dumb. This is so dumb. This is stupid. Yeah.
That's awesome. I like the movie. But yeah, I can see where you come from. The 4K nipple. But yeah, what about you, Norin or Pete? Have you guys had a hell nah moment recently?
I don't know if I could think of one recently, but maybe because I've been watching a lot of James Bond films for November. I typically dive into a lot of James Bond movies. Right. And Die Another Day. Once the Madonna song kicks on, it's fucking all downhill from there. It's just
definitely,
and that sucks because that's your title card sequence song, and once it hits, it's an awful film. Like I just can't.
It does have a little high with Halle Berry coming out the pool in the bikini, but then it goes downhill again.
Oh yeah, it's Jinx. Yeah.
I can't imagine never being a good moment when you see Halle Berry. That. Sign me up.
Yes.
Peter, how about yourself?
For me, it's got to be Thor: Love and Thunder. I think it's straight from the get-go where Thor's fighting them Muppets with the Guardians, and then they give him the llama, and you think, oh no, it can't get any worse. And then you get Russell Crowe with his Mario accent, who's supposed to be green.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that Russell Crowe was terrible.
That's true. That's true.
Going from movies, like people love like Gladiator and stuff.
Talk about fall from grace. That was bad. God.
Bad. But yeah, thanks for the question, D. We've got my brother Joe. He's saying, what movie has the worst sequel ever? Well, one I watched recently, I can say that this is Hocus Pocus. Number 2 was awful.
Yeah, well,
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
Don't, Rashad. Don't do it.
that bad, huh?
Dude, there's literally a scene, Rashad, where they're literally in Walgreens and they're talking about perfumes and stuff like that. And like, there's a part where like they're afraid of like the doors opening and stuff like that. It's terrible.
Oh,
it's really bad.
Yeah, it does the whole like fish out of water thing again. It's kind of like the same stuff they did in the first movie.
Yeah. So it didn't get a theatrical release, right? It was like straight to Disney.
Right.
Yeah.
Figures. Okay.
Yeah. So that's mine. Hocus Pocus 2 recently.
Worst sequel ever. Does it have to be like a direct sequel? Or can it be like a part 3 or a 4 in a franchise? Does it have to be like the follow up?
Any of you guys want?
I got one off the top of my head. How about that Halloween Ends?
Yeah, right.
What the hell was that?
Damn.
Yeah.
Awful.
I guess I gotta channel my inner Jacob and say I didn't hate that movie. I guess hear me out, because I even said that in my title in my video. Hear me out. Yes, as a Halloween fan, as a Michael Myers fan, yes, it absolutely sucked. But I'm a sucker for character. I guess what you call character studies. So to take this kid and take him from this to becoming a psychotic killer, I don't know, something about that kind of formula just it intrigues me. So I did like that, but Michael Myers was useless in the movie. He almost served no purpose except to be ground in the fucking hamburger. That's it.
Man, terrible.
Yeah, not a good movie, not a good movie, but I thought it was average at best.
I agree. I thought it was just fine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And Ryan's got the Steelbook on pre-order as well.
No. I am not buying that movie.
That and For Love and Thunder on pre-order.
No, I'm not buying either of them.
Harry, how about yourself?
I have to say, and I'll do what Rashad was saying, a 3 and a 4. Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. I hate those movies. Like I know with Alien 3 there was a lot of studio interference, but I don't think there's an excuse for that weird gooey alien thing in Alien Resurrection. Oh my god, if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the hybrid,
yeah, something out of my nightmares or something. It's horrible. That was disappointing because Aliens was like the best sequel ever, and then it was like, what the hell happened? So.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound good. Norin, what about yourself?
Mine will probably go Terminator. I'll probably go Terminator Dark Fate. I freaking can't stand that movie. That was one of my most disappointing watches just ever. Because watching the trailer, I actually thought Terminator was going to get onto the right foot again. I was like, oh shit, Linda Hamilton's back. Arnold's back, I was enjoying the trailers and I was like, all right, let's go. And yeah, I was so disappointed with that movie. Not because they just, spoiler, because they killed a certain character in the first 10 minutes. That wasn't like my main problem. It was just the whole story, the whole execution of it. I just didn't like that film at all.
Especially because they were hyping it up. They're like, James Cameron's back. He's producing it or helping produce it. It was like, I thought it's going to be good. Yeah.
Oh, he even did a little promo tour talking about, this is the true Terminator sequel since the second movie.
Yeah, he did.
I remember that. Yeah. And they even subtitled it The Day After Judgment Day or something like that.
Yeah. I'm like, how much they paid him off to say that,
Yeah. Come on. He had to raise money for Avatar, man.
Right.
Facts. Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
He's apparently now looking to fund 6, 7, and 8 now of Avatar.
Wow, like what the fuck is that? I don't know. I mean, because I guess so much time passed from the first movie. Like, what is this shit? Like, why is it 7 movies? I don't know.
This is like a story he's been dreaming about since he wrote Titanic, or since he did Titanic. He's been thinking about this story, so it's just been something he's been very passionate about.
All right. We shall see. I say, look, as far as worst sequel, off the top of the dome, I gotta say Coming to America. Because Coming to America was like one of my favorite like comedies ever. And then so when they announced Coming to America, I was like, okay, because historically, when you take a comedy, right, that's like a classic, and you wait 20 years to make the follow-up, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be good. Like Anchorman and Dumb and Dumber 2, you know. So I'm like, I'm nervous about this. I said, okay, it's Eddie. I love Eddie Murphy. Let's see. And the first 10 minutes of the movie, I checked it. I said, this has got to be the worst piece of Triceratops steaming polished shit I've ever seen. It was atrocious. It was bad. It was bad. And I felt bad for the people that had to interview Eddie afterwards. You know, they was like, yeah, Eddie, congratulations on the movie. Oh, this movie was great. Lies. You know. But of course, I would have did. I mean, if I'm Eddie Murphy's press, I would have did the same thing. Even though I'm telling y'all I hate the movie, but if I ever saw Eddie Murphy, so what you think about Coming to America? Man, that shit was the bomb. You know, no one I hated it. Yeah, I got to say that's one of the worst sequels ever fucking made.
Yeah, I definitely say one of the best sequels ever made recently is Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah,
sure.
I got one that could top Coming to America. Son of the Mask. Oh, that's dreadful.
Oh, dang.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you that one. Yeah, that was I don't think I finished it. I think I watched maybe like 5 minutes of it. I turned it off.
It's horrible. I used to like it as a kid, and now I'm like, I watched it a few years ago. Like, what the fuck? I like that.
Well, we've got a comment in from D. So the question what you asked before about where a scene goes downhill, he says for him, as soon as I saw the scene in Cats where Rebel Wilson's character is wiggling and dancing alongside singing cockroaches played by children and starts eating them, I knew it was game over.
Wait, what?
God.
Oh shit!
You want to know something? They're actually bringing that movie to 4K. I can't believe it.
Oh God!
Wow.
Cannot believe it.
Why is there like a fan base for that movie or something?
I don't know. I want to know who's buying it.
I'd like to know what would benefit it being in 4K. It'd still be shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Ryan was. Sorry, how are you going?
I was just gonna say you just see the nightmarish CG a little clearer.
Yeah, right.
I've still not seen that movie, but I can't refuse to watch it. You know,
That's
terrible movies. But maybe one day. I got Solar Strange Goes in. I still got to see Rise of Skywalker. Don't. D-Man says, I still also have some choice word for whoever decided that Force Zombie Layla needed to glide and throw through space like bizarre Superman Mary Poppins hybrid and mess.
The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
That was awful. I got Josh saying, just saw Guardians 3 trailer and looked super sad and heartfelt. Okay, I'm intrigued. Definitely, yeah, I've heard good things. Jacob saying, the only things I really disliked in the sequel trilogy was saving those you love speech from in The Last Jedi and Kylo Reylo kiss.
Well, the Reylo kiss, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was awful. Yeah. I got Joeson saying, do you remember a significant moment when you switched from VHS to DVD or DVD to Blu-ray? I saw Pearl Harbor and DVD as a house when I got a DVD player.
Yeah. I mean, I've owned all the formats, so I mean, yeah, there's a significant switch. I remember with VHS, you know, I had the VHS rewinder, to rewind the tapes, and then I remember when they switched to DVD. DVD was like the big thing, and I still think some people are still stuck in the DVD format, but I also think a lot of people are misinformed as to what Blu-ray and 4K does for like picture. So like, there's a lot of people that are like probably like my dad's age are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go pick up the DVD, and it's like, no, wait a minute, upgrade the format. Because to me, at this point, I don't think like DVD should be like $20 anymore, because like the format is just like, it's so outdated at this point. but you know, some people have that nostalgia where they just want to pick up the DVD. But to me, like, you know, Blu-ray and 4K, like they're up in the game, and like, you know, they have all the nice artwork and the slips and stuff like that, the steel books. I mean, I don't know how you can't, you know.
Yeah, I agree, because especially with like DVDs. So recently, when Terrifier 2 came out, brand new on DVD, that was like £6 maximum in the shops, and then obviously like Blu-ray is like £10. But like that's what a DVD price should be, like £5-6, or maybe like $7-8 maximum.
Yeah, it blows my mind when you get a new release and like, I don't know, like for instance, like Bullet Train came out and like, you know, like the 4K is like $30. Like a lot of times, the other thing that I don't understand too is when people will choose the DVD over the Blu-ray, and like it's literally like a $2 difference. Like you might as well just get the Blu-ray. I mean, it's like a $2 difference. What's $2? You know what I mean? So like I never understand that, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's strange. But yeah, I wonder how much DVD sales make. That's what I'd be intrigued.
Well, I don't know. You follow that Disc Father on Instagram. Sometimes he posts the like the top sales and like the top movies that are selling, and usually it's about, I think, like 50% DVD, and like Blu-ray is like 30 to like 35%, and I think like 4K is like 15% or something like that. So it's still not a lot of people are on board for 4K, and then Blu-ray, it's kind of like slowly like getting into like the Blu-rays, but still most of the country are still buying DVDs.
Well, I think the reason for that is this is coming from an old head. Okay, showing my age right now. So I started out with, of course, VHS. So it took me years, a lot of time, effort, you know, some illegal activity, and a lot of money to build my VHS collection, you know. So I had a massive VHS collection. I went as far as the eye can see, you know, and then DVD came. So I was like that, the way how you feel right now. That's how I was back then. I'm like, man, DVD. So I got to start over again.
Yeah.
I said some of this shit was hard to come by, and I got to start from the beginning, and I did. First DVD I ever bought was Jaws. Okay, I bought Jaws, and I bought the Rocky 5-pack. All right. So I had to start all over again. So I'm still doing my little VHS thing, but I'm building my DVD collection now. So now fast forward 10 years later, I got my DVD collection where I wanted. It included all my throwbacks. I got books and books of, you know, when you put the DVD in the sleeve in the book or whatever, you zip it up and you show it off the company when it comes over. Yeah, check out my collection. You're proud of that shit. And then Blu-ray comes. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing this again. I am not starting over again, goddammit. I don't put in too much time and effort to build this shit, and now I'm finished.
Yeah.
So I think that's the mindset now, you know.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think the jump is that big either. Like, and this is coming from someone who's anal retentive about picture quality, but it's like I can see why. Like, I have family members who are like, "What's Blu-ray again? Aren't they both discs?" Like, that's the other thing too. They're both discs, so I think it's naturally kind of like, "What? I don't see the difference. Like, I don't care." I don't know. I think that's how people are. Yeah.
I still think it's the price. I think people just go for the cheapest. That's all what it is, especially over here in the UK.
To kind of add on to that too, a lot of people don't know like stuff about quality about like TVs and stuff like that. Because like I'll see people like, I mean, I don't know how it is over there in the UK, but like in the US, like I'll see people like they'll go to like you know when they have the Black Friday deals and everything, and like they'll have like the TV on sale, and it'll be like the most off-brand, like it's like Westinghouse or Element TV, and it's like a 50-inch for like $200, and like everybody goes to grab it, and it's like it's gonna break in like 5 months, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like people don't understand, like they don't understand the quality, and I just think it's because a lot of people, they just don't have the education to know that something's better, because they don't have that. Like if Walmart like came out and like did like an education portion about, you know, what's a good, you know, good Blu-ray disc or 4K disc, then people will be more informed. But because people aren't really informed about it and they don't really go out of their way to look it up, they don't know like what they're getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Something in the UK, Ryan and kind of like Rashad and Norin and Harry, you guys obviously may not know about the UK, but similar to Walmart, we've got something called Asda, which used to be part of the Walmart family. I don't know if it still is. But bit like you guys, where it'd be like right in like front of the door. As soon as you go through the doors, it'd be like for £149 get this like 40-inch HD TV.
Right.
Will be like one of the cheapest makes you've never heard of. But to an I guess average person who doesn't look for that picture quality, they're just like, wow, mint, what a bargain this is.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas like other guys would be like, all right, we want a big 4K TV or big projector. Like I know Rashad's got like a projector, and you're like, right, I want to see the wrinkles on that person's face when I'm watching this video.
Right. Well, even with the projectors, you know what I'm saying? Like you have off-brand projectors that are just like, shit, So to me, like Epson is like that's like, the best you can get, in my opinion. I mean, if there's another one to let me know, but I know Epson is like almost like the Sony of projectors. So if you're trying to get a projector, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I've heard of Epson. Yeah, I've heard it's good. Yeah, so interesting in cultures, and as Ryan said, people in general that don't know about picture quality and what they could be seeing instead, they're just going to be like, oh, let's go for the cheapest one on sale kind of thing.
Well, I think also it doesn't help too. Like in our Walmart, like they advertise DVDs. Like you literally go in there and it's just DVDs, and like they'll have like maybe like 5 or 6 4Ks, and the 4Ks will be like Thor: Love and Thunder, just like all the big movies. Like it'll be like Thor: Love and Thunder, Bullet Train. Like it'll just be those top big movies. Like it's not like you're getting a bunch of variety. And then they take all those DVDs and they throw them in the dunk bins for like $5, and people are diving in there trying to find what they want. I hate those things.
Well, Ryan, let me ask you this: how many times are you willing to start again? As far as building your collection, like how many times can you buy Star Wars? You know what I'm saying? Like the 3 versions they had on VHS, the 3 versions they had on DVD, now the 4K versions. Like how many times can you start over again when you took so much time to build your collection?
So like I think it depends for me. Like for me, I have some movies in Blu-ray, and I think some of them, like, I don't feel like I would need to upgrade to 4K, but there are some movies that like you love so much. If you could get that better picture quality, then you're gonna go do it. I mean, I just think like it depends how you are as a collector and like what you're willing to upgrade. Like I don't need to get Little Mermaid in 4K. I have it on DVD and I can watch it on Disney Plus. So I don't really need it in 4K. But knowing me, if it was in the store and if it was like had a really nice pretty slip or something like that, I'd probably go buy it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just depends on how you are and like what you're willing to spend and what you want to upgrade. Like it just depends, I guess, your love on the movie. And I mean, I'm not going to upgrade every single disc I have to 4K.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've upgraded Back to the Future from DVD, Blu-ray, now 4K.
But you have love for that movie,
Right. Norin, what about you? Because I know you collect physical media.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely big into it. For me, it's more about to be honest, it's more about the packaging, the stuff that comes with it, and if there's extra special features that were not on a previous version, I'm definitely going to be into that. If there's longer interviews, more in-depth commentaries, that's something I'm going to want to get, you know what I mean? But there's definitely ones where I'll get the DVD and I'm fine, like The Conjuring. I don't love that franchise, but they had a DVD collection that had all the Conjuring films, Annabelle, and The Nun. And I was like, fucking A, I'll get it in one shot like that. You know what I mean? Instead of going around looking for all of them, because it's not a franchise that I'm in depth love with,
But also, too, to add on to that, Norin, like a lot of horror films, like the modern horror films, you can't get them on 4K anyway. Like most of them, they don't have. Like that's not like a popular, I guess, genre to put on 4K. But they like Scream Factory and stuff, they do a lot of the older 80s stuff. Like they're putting Carrie out on 4K, and they're putting like
definitely
Black
Christmas is coming.
Yeah, I pre-ordered those. Like I'm like, I cannot wait to watch these in 4K. I've never owned those films, so but like like
it's gonna be freaking gorgeous. I can tell you that much. It's gonna be gorgeous.
Yeah, definitely. We've got Josh here as well. He said, I don't like either Pinocchios. I think I'll like the Guillermo del Toro one more.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah, that new one does look good.
Comes out next week.
Okay.
Looks interesting. We've got Joe saying, what's your goals for YouTube in 2023?
Anybody?
I would say for me, like I just want to keep growing the channel. I think for me, like I've been kind of building like my kind of YouTube community and like meeting all y'all, and I really like having my weekly live streams and bringing on new guests. Like a lot of times Mike's like, I've never heard of this YouTuber, and you know this new YouTuber, and I'm learning because like that's how you met Harry and stuff like that. I just keep building that. I mean, I think that's really what YouTube's all about. Like you're meeting different people, seeing like all of us do different kind of videos. Rashad, you do a different kind of video. Pete, you do your own thing. Like everybody does like their own thing and has their different style of how they do things. So I just like keep, going to different people with different styles. And I mean, as far as like my channel, like I just, just keep growing as much as you can, like one subscriber at a time is the way I look at it. And, day by day, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds good. Norin, what about for yourself?
Oh, I definitely want to try it. Oh, yeah. Building the community is great because it's just so many more people to connect with and talk to. And that's a great avenue, especially like for just having that creativity flowing, speaking to other people. Because not a lot of people get around and have friends and walk around all the time and have 1,000 people they can hang out with. But when you go here, you can really blend in with a lot of people and talk to them and stuff. But also for me, I guess as a personal thing, I want to get better at like editing. Always improve a little bit there, maybe be better at doing certain things or getting my points across, like just little tiny improvements. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah. Sounds good. I definitely at some point want to see you and Rashad on the live stream for X. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. We'll have to once Maxine comes out, man. Once Maxine comes out and we all see it.
It's a must. It's a must, yeah.
We'll do the trilogy in one shot.
Gotta make that happen for sure.
That'd be awesome. Harry, what's your goals for 2023?
Honestly, I'm so new to it. I've just been having a blast for the past 3 months. I just feel like I just want to keep making the videos better. That's my primary goal on my mind. I just feel like if I do that, things will follow. So I just got to make them better. And obviously doing more stuff with you guys. This has been super cool. Something I didn't expect when I first started. But yeah, I'd love to do more collabs and live streams and stuff because it's been great getting to talk to you guys who also love movies and stuff. It's just been awesome. So
yeah, man, definitely. And I think it's great because all of us love movies, so we can chat in depth about them. Whereas like our friends who don't do YouTube, we're like to be a movie and they'll be like, it's all right, and that's the end of conversation.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Rashad, what's your goals for 2023?
For 2023, for me, number one thing is like everybody else, building my community up. My little community that I have, just expanding it, and also perfecting my craft as a reviewer. I know there's a lot of room for growth. I know I'm raw and and I just say whatever the fuck I want to say, but I do want to kind of get to like when I watch like Perez or even yourself, Mike, and Dave from Interpreting the Stars, like you guys really know how to break films down. You know what I'm saying? And I love that aspect of it. So I want to really add that to my game where I'm more technical with what I'm talking about as opposed to just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? So just getting better at my craft, building my community, and reviewing more movies because I haven't reviewed a lot of movies this year because not a lot has been getting my attention. So if there's something that I'm not really interested in seeing, I'm not going to watch it. And as a critic, you just can't do that. As a critic, you're supposed to watch a lot of shit, and I've been slacking at that. I've been watching like a lot of TV stuff and little stuff here and there, but I haven't reviewed a lot of movies. So reviewing a lot more movies also, and that's basically it. Just growing the channel and just getting better. Like I look back when I first started, Jesus Christ, so. Yeah. I've come a long way since getting drunk and getting in front of that webcam for the first time. And welcome to Rashad G Reviews, where I'm going to be talking movies and shows, and we're going to have a great time here. Just overselling it. You know what I mean? So going from that to where I am now, just more comfortable in front of the camera and comfortable doing collabs, man. I've come a long way, and y'all going to see that too. Like when you look back at your shit, I mean, you're going to cringe at some stuff, but then you're going to be like, damn, like, yeah, my shit got nice over time.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, like I think all of us can look back right even the start of this year for who's been doing it for like over a year and think, wow, we've gone from that to like this already in that time.
Yeah. Even your physical appearance, like I had a baby face. I started back March 2017, and I looked young. I was like, fuck. I see. I gotta get back in the gym. I was, man. I was like, damn. I said I was a good-looking young man. I said that. Now I look like an old head with big jaws and shit, man. You know, not quite. I got that deputy dog shit going on.
Well, man, I'm excited to see what you've got coming up. Pete, what's your goals for next year?
Oh, same as everybody. Grow the channel, keep on doing some streams, make more videos, try to get more into like movie reviews, probably like movie featurettes, talking about like history of some films or directors and that, and obviously meet more people and get more people on the streams and just continue having fun.
Yeah, sounds awesome, man. Yeah, same for you guys, like same for me as well. I want to definitely do more streams next year in terms of like not a weekly stream, but do a big stream about DC, Marvel, A24, Back to the Future stream once a month and stuff. So yeah, I've got a lot planned. So yeah, we'll see. But thanks for the question, Joe. I've got Josh saying X was pretty decent, but Pearl was just terrible. Great in scoring and muddled morals, but Mia Goth was great.
Gosh.
Wow.
Man, I hope she gets nominated for that shit, man. I wanted to get nominated for Pearl.
Yeah, she was fantastic in Pearl.
I still need to see Pearl because it still hasn't been released over here, but I'm hearing good things.
Yeah, so I saw Pearl with Rashad and Perez when I was in Florida, but in the UK we're not getting it until like middle of March, I think.
Oh my god!
I'm intrigued to see this Scarecrow scene. She must have been a big fan of the Scarecrow and Wizard of Oz, I assume.
I just picture when that scene came up, like Rashad's got to be like, "Damn, why can't I be the Scarecrow?"
Yeah, because she was really getting into that, and I was like, I'm feeling kind of funny over here. Should I be feeling this watching this movie?
Yeah. Right.
Oh shit.
We got to change up. My favorite Pinocchio is Pinocchio and the Empire of the Night.
What the hell is that?
Never even heard of it.
What?
Neither have
I. There's so many Pinocchio renditions.
It sounds like an action film. Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night.
Emperor of the Night. Wow.
So we've got a cool question here from D, and he says, if you had to play Russian roulette with movies instead of bullets, what movie is so bad enough to serve as the bullet in the chamber that you prefer to avoid?
Family I got to reread these questions sometimes, man. He be coming with some shit.
What?
So you had to play Russian roulette with movies instead of using bullets. What movie is so bad enough to serve as the bullet in the chamber that you prefer to avoid? Oh, okay. I like this question.
Ooh.
Man.
My question is, where do you come up with these questions?
Yeah.
That's my
Very
question.
creative question.
Yeah, you got some good questions.
Superman 4.
Is that Quest for Peace or?
That's a good one.
Quest for Peace, yeah.
Yeah. Right, Superman 4 for Rashad. A bad movie. That bad of a movie. Wow.
Oh.
I'll just say, go ahead, Mike.
Harry?
I'll go Force Awakens just to be edgy and put that out there, but yeah, that's mine.
Wait, so you hated Force Awakens over Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, I hate Force Awakens. I pretty much I hate J.J. Abrams' movies, all of them, pretty much. I just don't like the way he reboots things. So, yeah, it's just me.
That's the first I've heard. Yeah, because Rise of Skywalker gets a lot of hate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love those films. It's just that I hate Force Awakens so much. I'm like, and I remember when I first saw it, it got a standing ovation in the theater, and I was the only one sitting down, and I'm like, am I missing something?
Did we watch the same movie?
Yeah, like what? But yeah,
Perez is watching. He's going to go off on a tangent here.
Oh, Perez! Yeah, Perez is going to lose his shit. Perez adores Star Wars, man. Like if it was a baby, he would be cradling it in a fucking blanket. You know, that's how much you love Star Wars.
Sorry.
Norin, how about yourself? What's going in the barrel?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm still stuck on that James Bond thing, man. Because Die Another Day is like the only one I actually hate. Like I don't like that movie. I love so many James Bond films, but I'm trying to pick something else so I can do something different. To be honest, the most recent Wrong Turn film, and so many people loved it because it was different from what the previous 5 or 6 films before were. But I couldn't stand that Wrong Turn film. Like I absolutely hated that one. I think I gave it like a 1 out of 10 when I reviewed it.
Yeah, very generic. Yeah. Pete, what would you pick?
Oh, there's so many I could pick. Last Jedi, Thor: Love and Thunder, but I'm going to pick Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill. Oh, absolutely hate that film.
Good pick. Good pick.
Awful movie. Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, I don't know, man. I don't want to watch Dash Cam again. I don't want to watch Amsterdam again. And that movie that me and Prez both reviewed, that All Jacked Up and Full of Worms, that garbage that we had to watch.
Oh Lord,
shit was terrible.
It was bad. It was bad. Yeah, from what I've heard. So, yeah, good question, D. Josh says, "Blonde takes worse every time I think about it. Mike knows how I feel about it." Yeah, blonde's bad.
Yeah.
We've also got Josh with Super Chat. So hey, thanks, man.
Hey, my man.
So far. Well, thank you, Josh. Yeah, if you're still tuning in, thanks, man. Yeah, really, really appreciate that.
You better give us our cut too, Mike.
Right.
50 cents each.
50 cents.
What? Shit. So that's a hot dog where I'm at, man. Shoot, get a 50 cent hot dog.
Thank you, Josh. Have any of you guys? Joe says, have any of you guys seen 1899 on Netflix TV show? Started so good, but absolutely bombed in the last few episodes. No, I've not seen that one.
I haven't heard of it.
No. Okay. Josh says Barbarian was great. Great social commentary and some genius scares. Okay, nipple.
Yeah, when we watching Dolby, yeah, it was like right there. Great social commentary. Changes, guys.
I thought Justin Long was funny in there. Justin Long had me cracking up. I was laughing like every scene Justin Long was in. I was laughing my ass off.
For the first time I saw him, I said, "Oh God," because Justin Long doesn't do good in horror movies. Like something terrible always happens to him, you know. So I'm like, "Geez, I wonder how he's gonna get murked in this one."
Well, have all you guys seen Barbarian?
No, I haven't yet.
All right, well, I'll not say too much yet because Pete's not seen it.
Okay. Well, you know, y'all might like it. Look, it just might be me. I walked out the theater and I hated it. I did like a 5-minute rant in my car and put it on YouTube. And I thought the world was gonna be behind me. And sad to say, I was wrong. I'm like, I said, I dare anybody to tell me that they love this movie. People, I love this movie. Okay.
And yeah, I know it's like, yeah. I mean, I had that recently with Bones and all. So I did that the other day. I hated that movie. And someone literally commented the other day, like, "This is a trash take. I love this movie."
Oh, listen, you're always gonna have that one. You're always gonna have that one that's like, "Man, this is the dumbest review I've ever seen of this movie. How could you be? That's the best movie or the worst movie ever. This is the worst review." I'm like, "Well, motherfucker, you clicked on my face."
When I've got the title one of the worst movies of the year as well, so I give a heads up all my thoughts are. Rashad, if you watch Bones and all, you'd be asleep in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, never. I'm good.
I almost fell asleep in the theater for that one. I was very close.
Really? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But see, especially like when I'm really trying to fight the sleep, I'll sleep in like maybe 3 or 4 second intervals. So because I'm aware that I'm going to sleep, so it'll be like one of those.
Yeah.
I wasn't asleep. I'm good. I heard you snoring.
Right.
Yeah. So I take those little 3-second naps.
Pace them out. And Norin, we've got a comment for you. Jacob says, Dino is also infamous for the tsunami surfing scene in the terminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
And the invisible car, wasn't it? There was an invisible car in it.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, Pierce Brosnan, his career just after it started at such a high because GoldenEye is freaking amazing. And then like after that, they just got like a little bit worse and worse.
Well, that's funny you say because I always heard the worst James Bond movie was View to a Kill with Roger Moore.
Roger Moore.
And Grace Jones. I always heard that was like the worst.
It's a pretty entertaining film. It's just like a 60-year-old Roger Moore making out with a 25-year-old. The 25-year-old's mother's actually younger than Roger Moore.
Oh, yeah. But I think Christopher Walken and Grace Jones, they're actually pretty entertaining in the film.
Okay.
They definitely are, yeah.
Well, I got that information because my father, he's like the biggest James Bond fan. Like my father won't go to any movies, but when the James Bond movie comes out, he's the first one there. And the two that he brings up 3 that he hates, and I think it's just because he hates Roger Moore, but he hated A View to a Kill, he hated Moonraker, and he hated Octopussy. If you ever bring those movies up to him, he would get like beat red. Yeah, that's how much he hates those movies. I think it's just Roger Moore though. He doesn't like Sean Connery is his guy. Yeah,
I think it's because his era was just more. It was more campy, and like they treat Bond more as like a cartoony villains, more of a kind of television sitcom-y type way. You know, some people love it though because that's the Bond they grew up on. But I'm much more in the serious Bond.
Gotcha.
Yeah, different eras of Bond, isn't it? So it's interesting. That's funny though. Just saying, my hell no moment for me would be Love by Gasper. No, that was something pretty bad and pretentious. Schmuckfest.
What is it? Love by Gasper. No,
I'm not sure what that is.
No,
it sounds like that's crazy, like a foreign porno film or something.
I think it may actually be a porn. I'm sure Josh said it's basically just porn.
Wow. Okay. Wow, is that bad? We've got D saying a heavy forky nipple in Dolby in my face. I think we need that on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Dog G reviews.
Yeah. What the hell have I started?
And Josh saying about worst sequels, he says Hocus Pocus 2 or Blair Witch Kids Pop Edition.
Oh my god.
And then Joe's saying about sequels, he says, I thought Halloween Ends was pretty decent, completely different to other Halloween movies. I still enjoyed it 1,000 times better than Season of the Witch in the franchise.
Oh wow.
Yo, I almost reviewed Season of the Witch. Okay, so the last horror movie I reviewed for Halloween season was Sinister, right? With what's his name?
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. Yeah. But originally I was gonna review Season of the Witch, so I watched them both on Peacock. So I watched Season of the Witch first, and I said, okay, I can't wait to review this. And 20 minutes in, I'm like, yo, this is trash. I don't even know what to say about this. This is hard. Like, no wonder this movie is hated. Like, I heard some people say, well, it's not as bad as people say it is just because Michael Myers is not in it. It's still an intriguing movie. No, it ain't. It's as bad as it's as bad as it looks, as bad as people say it is. That movie sucked. That's why I had to review Sinister instead. Fuck that movie. Season of the Witch.
I still have Halloween Resurrection lower than that one. I can't stand Halloween Resurrection. No, I can't stand that one. They made Michael Myers just like this joke. Like if I was to think of Jason, Freddy, and Michael, I would actually think like for me, Michael seems like the most scary. Like the ambiance, the atmosphere that comes with the shape, that character. And when I watched Resurrection, it's the first time I ever really watched it, and I was like, man, I ain't fucking scared of Michael now.
Is that where he has like the arch eyebrows? You can actually see his eyeballs. Like, because usually Michael, it's always black around the eyes, but you can't see his eyes. But here, like, his eyes are like right there, and he's got the arch eyebrows and shit.
Yeah, I think so. They had the more open, like they decided to cut the eye holes more open because they wanted to actually see the actor's eyes under, which was a huge mistake. That's huge.
And he has the weird hair poking out. It's really
Yeah,
bad.
that was kind of off-putting, you know.
Yeah.
But come on, but Busta Rhymes did a karate kick to him through the window. How can you not love that scene?
Yeah, that great scene.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple more content. We'll probably be wrapping up, so I'll get through some of the comments. View Drew says, I have excellent news to share. Trailers for Transformers, Indiana Jones, and Guardians have dropped today. Yeah, we'll probably get to them. Talk about them.
Okay.
Jill says, 3 of the worst sequels I've seen is Transformers: The Last Night, Piranha 2, and Jaws: The Revenge.
Jaws: The Revenge, the roaring shark. Yeah. Yeah, Jaws: The Revenge is when the shark actually roared, and it took me. I was 7, but it took me a few years to realize that sharks didn't have vocal cords. So I was like, wow, I said sharks can roar like lions. Yeah. Jaws: The Revenge.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Josh saying Transformers 2 might be mine. Humping dogs, pop brownies, and racist jokes. You can tell it was done in a writer's strike.
Wow.
And then about Coming to America, the entire creative team for Coming to America and Catch Me Outside. I was done with the clowning up to it. James felt the awful scene when Leslie Jones attacks Hakeem after the club.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Yeah.
Me too. Solar Trenchcoat says, I'm fine with DVDs personally. I like Blu-ray too, but don't go on my way to get them, as I know there's a difference with the picture, but content, as long as I can watch the movie, I'm good. Yeah, awesome. If it works for you, then that's awesome. Yeah, a lot of people that bit earlier. Josh was saying, I've counted the movies I've watched in November, and it tallies around 45 to 46 movies.
Wow. It's
Nice.
a lot of movies.
Ouch.
That is some movies, yeah.
But 100 movies, man, that's insane. So what was it, over 100 you said?
45 in a month.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot.
Yeah, crazy. I've got Solar Trenchcoat saying, plus there's some movies that aren't on Blu-ray that are DVD. It's rare, but happens. Stuff like VHS too.
Yeah.
It's just transfer to do it. Have a look. Josh says, my goal for 2023 is to get 500 subs and make more friends in the community, as I found it hard to make friends. He says, I don't have any friends in person or anything, so to meet people in the community makes me feel safe and comfortable, like you guys who are all great friends to me. Yeah. So Josh is an awesome guy. Very passionate about movies as well. And I hope we can get to 500 subs, man. Always say if you need anything. So just a message away. Jason saying Elliot got to 350 subs, so that's awesome.
Nice.
Well deserved.
So Trenchcoat say, I agree. I made a lot of great friends on YouTube then that I talk to off YouTube frequently, so that's my favorite part of it. Yeah, absolutely. Agree. I've got Fox saying, hey, what's up, guys? So, hey, Fox.
Hey, Fox.
Well,
What's up, fam?
So, the Trenchcoat says, the bullet for me would be The Village by M. Night or Curse of Humpty Dumpty.
Hated The Village.
Oh.
Yeah, the village made me want to fight. I wanted to fight M. Night Shyamalan after that movie.
Yeah, I didn't like The Village either.
I watched it for the first time earlier this year, and I could get where this was coming from straight away. And when the big twist happened, I was like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Never seen it. So, I don't know what. Yeah.
But I've you watch The Happening, and it's like, I like The Village a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I watched The Happening years ago when it came out, and I was like, oh, this is a really good. And then I watched it a couple of years ago. I was like, my word, Pete, you had a shit opinion of film when you were a kid.
I've never seen The Happening either. I've heard bad things.
Mike, you haven't seen shit. Mike, I can write a whole book of what you haven't seen, okay?
Well, I'm the same. I have a whole shelf of Blu-rays that are still sealed.
Yep, same here.
Well, to be fair, this was the first time I saw Gremlins for the first time, so...
That's amazing. That film is... I wish I could have been you, man. Like, I try to remember the first time I watched that film, but I can't. But yeah, I watch it like 2-3 times a year. I freaking love that movie.
Really?
Yo Dante, written by Chris Columbus.
Yeah. I can always remember watching Gremlins for the first time. I remember the teaser trailer for Rocky IV was on the VHS. So they showed the Rocky IV teaser, and I remember when Gremlins coming on, I'm like, not even thinking about the movies. I'm like, we're getting another Rocky movie. So I keep thinking about Rocky and this big Russian dude with the flat top. I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? You know? So I wasn't even paying attention to Gremlins at first. You know, and until they got wet, that's when shit got real. But prior to that, I'm like, yo, I want to see this new Rocky movie. Fuck this movie.
Yeah, I can imagine because I know Sly Stallone's your second pops as well. So
Yeah, it's my second pops, man.
Yeah. Got Fox saying, if you're going to get killed by Art the Clown, would you rather die by the hacksaw kill from the first one or the bed scene from the second one? Either way, you're going to get fucked up. I think I'd pick the hacksaw kill. It'd be quicker.
Yeah.
Probably.
I just put a bullet to my own head before I let Art touch me, man. I'd rather jump out the window. But I'll tell Art, kiss my ass, and I'm jumping out the window neck first. That motherfucker ain't touching me.
I don't blame you. Norin, which one would you go with?
I'd probably go with the hacksaw one too. Probably just to I mean, both of them are really awful, and I can't wait to see what they do with the third film because I heard they already have Damien Leone already has ideas and is already writing the third film. I heard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Harvey, have you seen terrifying movies?
No, I haven't. But both of those sound horrible. I don't know how to take the second one.
We'll not spoil it for you.
Okay.
That's almost like asking, would you rather eat shit or drink piss? You know.
Okay.
Like both of them extremely bad.
Right. Pretty much. Pete.
I haven't actually seen the films, but I have actually seen both these death scenes. They're both not very nice, but probably the more pleasant one is the hacksaw one. Saying it's pleasant, it still fucking isn't.
Brian, what about you?
I'll go with the hacksaw probably. I mean, it does suck.
Josh saying, I like Bones and all. I thought it was pretty decent character study, but I can see where you're coming from with some of the points, Mike. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, Josh. I know a lot of people did as well. It wasn't for me.
Same here.
I'll say. Josh says, my bullet in the chamber would be Suicide Squad 2016. That film gives me the biggest migraine ever. Don't get me started on the event that was Jared Leto.
The worst Joker there is. Yeah.
So James goes out and said, I've got to see all the Bonds films, seen some of them, but not seen all of them. That's fair.
Real good ones there.
Yeah, top three: Goldfinger, Goldeneye, Casino Royale, the Daniel Craig version. Yeah, I like Casino. Yeah. Fox says, as for Bond movies, I only really like Daniel Craig. I can't get into the older ones.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Depends when you start, I guess.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Season of the Witch is a misunderstood classic.
A lot of people like it. Andy and Micah do the streams, love it. I haven't seen it myself. I've seen clips of it, and there's this song called Happy Happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock, and it's played throughout the film.
Yeah.
2 more days to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 2 more days to Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
It so easily gets stuck in your head. I remember watching it for like 20 seconds or like all day. That's all was in my head.
Yeah, I mean, the movie has some good ideas, I guess. It has some good ideas, but just the execution sucked. I mean,
right.
I think with a better director, maybe a better script, it could have worked. But nah, misunderstood classic. He forgot to put an LOL behind that because I know he's got to be joking. You gotta let us know that you're joking. Put an LOL behind that, fam.
Right.
All right.
Well, Rashad, here's one. Fox says Halloween Resurrection is terrible. Can I have fun watching a dumpster fire movie that is Trick or Treat, motherfucker?
Yes. Busta Rhymes jump kicking Michael Myers is nothing like it.
Right. So that is kind of on the comments. So just before we kind of wrap up, I want to say thanks to Rashad, Ryan, Harry, Norin, and Pete for being in and kind of remaining to the end of the stream. So I'm going to go through each person first. So Pete, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about your channel and what you've got coming up?
Yeah. My channel's PlayTendoGuy. I do a lot of different things. I buy a lot of films that I don't ever see. Most of them still stay sealed. I do video game reviews. I've got some more videos coming up. I do live streams every Wednesday night. Mike's been on and hope to get you guys on in the future. It'd be great to chat to you. Really nice meeting you all tonight, by the way. I know I've met Ryan before and he's a top guy. And what else was I going to say? Also do a few Blu-ray hunts and various other things. Hope to do some more film reviews in the future. I've got some subscriber mail and a Robin Hood 4K unboxing coming up, and a few more video game reviews, and of course some live streams.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah. Busy man. Busy.
It doesn't stop. Does not stop.
No.
And live streams are awesome.
No.
Fun.
I only had 3 hours sleep last night.
Wow.
And he's still going today, man. So I appreciate you jumping. So yeah, link to Pete's channels down below in the description box. Go give him subscribe and follow his live streams on every Wednesday at 7:30 UK time. Norin, what have you got coming up?
Well, definitely because it's Christmas time for me, and horror is my favorite genre. So I'm going to be doing all my Christmas horror themed videos. But I also started editing and working on filming my entire physical media collection videos. But I'm going to split it up into different parts because I'm going to go through all my DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, and my VHSs and stuff like that. And then I got my Black Christmas versus A Christmas Story video coming up too, because that's both the Bob Clark films, both Christmas themed, and I think they're fabulous. So we're gonna kind of pin them against each other, see which one I like best.
Nice. Yeah, sounds good. And I know you're a big horror guy, so I'm not surprised to see horror Christmas movies in the mix.
Yep.
So yeah, Norin's awesome guy. Link down below in the description box. Go follow him and his videos coming up. Harry, what are you working on, my man?
Yeah, well, first off, nice to meet you guys that I haven't met before. Thanks for having me on, Mike. This is awesome, and sad it's the last Talks, but I really enjoyed it since I've been here, so it's awesome. But I do movie reviews, Blu-ray hunts, have top 10 best and top 10 worst movies of the year coming up. I'm finishing up my James Cameron series of reviews, doing all his filmography, and I do video essays as well on different movie-related topics. So I have a couple of those in the works as well.
Sweet. Yeah, and I know you recently just did a review for True Lies as well. So...
Yeah, an underrated James Cameron movie. So.
Oh yeah,
for
sure.
Brilliant film.
Rashad's a huge Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, so.
What? And that's one of my favorite Arnold movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Right. But yeah, Harry's got some awesome content, and he's only been on the platform for not long, but he's been doing amazing so far. So go give him some love and go subscribe to his channel. Ryan, what have you got coming up?
So I am going on vacation this week coming up, but I pre-recorded some stuff already. I did the review for Pinocchio on Disney Plus. Finally did that. I'm finishing up my collection video with the binder that I was going through about a month ago. I started doing my collection, so I'll be finishing that up. So I still have to do the shelf yet that I have, but I have counted up how many movies I have in my binder so far. It's 417 movies just in that. So and then we still have to go to the shelves. And then I'll also have a video from like my Blu-ray haul for the end of the month, which is probably one of the biggest hauls. I definitely lied when I said that I wasn't going to do one, but I went a little crazy, I think, this past month. There's a lot of deals and stuff going on, so I took part in that. But yeah, that's what I got coming up. And then I may see, I think I'm going to see Violent Night this weekend as well.
Oh, that does drop this week. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So check that out too. So probably a review for that as well.
Nice. Yeah, so go check out Ryan's channel. In the Blu-ray hole, you might see For Love and Thunder, so keep an eye out for that. Who knows? But yeah, go check out Ryan's channel. Link is down below in the description box. And finally, the legend Rashad. What have you got coming up?
Well, I just dropped a video today for part 2 of the Shaquille O'Neal documentary on HBO. Which like 3 people have watched. I guess I dropped that at the wrong time. Ain't nobody see that video. But yeah, I just dropped that one today. I'm on Anthony A. Perez's channel. I helped him review Goblet of Fire. And then just a few days ago, I had Stephanie from Out by the Popcorn, had her on the channel for Just One of the Guys. We reviewed that one. So yeah, thanks to Ryan, I'm gonna be reviewing what's the movie called again? Silent Night? What's it called again? Oh, Violent Night. Violent Night. Yeah.
Violent Night.
Yeah. So thanks to you, I'm gonna be reviewing Violent Night tomorrow, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and Tulsa King, look out for that review Sunday. So that's the new Sylvester Stallone gangster show that that's my second Pops, man. So I gotta represent. So I'm reviewing that every week, and so far that's it for what I got on my plate right now.
Yeah, sweet. So Rashad's got a lot of awesome stuff. Just like Rashad and Ryan, I'll probably be checking out Violent Night tomorrow, I think, as well. Looking forward to that one. But yeah, link to Rashad's channel, Ryan's, Harry's, Norin's, and Peter's down below in the description box, along with Adam, Jason, Elliot, Joe, Jamie Lee, Jacob, who was on before. So yeah, I just want to thank all you guys for being part of Z Talks tonight in the final episode for now. In the future, I'm hoping to bring back the weekly stream, but I don't know when. But I'll be doing more streams, so keep an eye out for that. So thanks to everyone who's watching live, but after the fact, thanks to you guys on the stream, and yeah, we'll see you later.
Peace.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.